What's up, everybody? Welcome in. It is the 2021 National Championship game, men's basketball. We are fired up. I'm your host, Jason Zone Fisher, and I am joined by UCLA legend Earl Watson. Earl, let's start with the UCLA game because we were here live on SLiC. Thank you for everyone who tapped in for that, for the Final Four. I had to bounce a little early, and I missed, the greatest shot in NCAA basketball history, maybe. I mean, that was crazy. Talk me through what was going through your mind when Juzang ties it up with 3 seconds left, and then what happened after?
Defending the isolation, I knew that Gonzaga had problems defending isolation plays, which is why UCLA was able to stay within the game because they have a lot of players who can go ISO, Triple J, Juzang, and sometimes Benor when he's healthy. So when he missed the first shot, Juzang got his rebound and put it back in. I immediately saw Suggs break to the ball. Well, a lot of people freeze in that moment because it's such a euphoric moment. Suggs broke to the ball. When he broke to the ball, he took 1, 2, maybe 3 dribbles. When he released it, and the way he landed with the soft landing, I knew it had a chance. And it was glass in game, and it kind of just, the whole West Coast just went silent.
Yeah.
But it was a great game, and I think the tournament needed that. We haven't had a game like that in a long time.
I mean, or a finish like that. I mean, can you remember a shot like that? I keep thinking of Chris Jenkins from Villanova, hit the shot to win the tournament. I mean, that was wild. But other than maybe that, has there been a bigger shot in college basketball that means so much?
No, the Nova shot was amazing. And you think about, Duke, Christian Laettner, the pass.
Yeah.
Then you think about Gordon Hayward. Just almost winning the game, and in Indy, I was at that game.
Yeah.
G-time, he missed it, and it was a classic, man. One of the best games in NCAA tournament history.
And losing a game like that in heartbreaking fashion, does that hurt more than as if Gonzaga just rolled like they did through over USC? Does it hurt more, or do you take pride in the fact that you pushed this team, the number 1 team in the country, to the edge? A buzzer beater in overtime is what it took to win.
I think a lot of players, when they get in front of the cameras, they say things like, we gave our heart out, we put it out there, we were so close, a lot of respect. But if you're a competitor, every loss hurts the same.
Yeah.
Like, there's no such thing as one loss hurts worse than the other. And it's a lot of, you can't sleep. So I would imagine Coach Cronin stayed up a lot of late at night thinking about the game. Players stayed up thinking about the game. You think about possessions earlier in the game, like how, Gonzaga hit a great shot going into halftime. That kind of changes the game when you start thinking how things compound and equations of how you win or lose.
Man, yeah, it's crazy to think of just like one possession, one moment, one fraction of an inch, and it could be totally different. But that's what it takes, and you always see the teams that win the tournament, you need a little bit of luck. You got to be good, but you need a little bit of luck too, and he had the right release, the right moment to pull that off, and now setting up this matchup that really we've been waiting like 2 years for. Baylor versus Gonzaga, number 1 versus number 1 seeds, the top 2 seeds in the tournament. This is the highest winning percentage combined of 2 teams ever to meet in an NCAA tournament final game. 97% win percentage for these 2 teams. And it would mean so much to both of these programs. Neither has ever won a national championship. Let's break down tonight's game. Do you think Baylor can pull off an upset, and if so, why?
I don't think it would be an upset if they pulled it off. Baylor is still a very dominant team, and you talk about, the Titans clashing for college basketball. It's no bigger moment. Growing up for me as a kid, watching UNLV take on Duke, watching Chris Webber and them take on Duke and losing to Duke, those are the games you love. I'm from Kansas. Danny Manning had the run in the Miracles versus Oklahoma, and we hated Oklahoma. We just hated them, Billy Tubbs teams, whatever. So you think about this game, you say, how can Baylor beat Gonzaga? Baylor is really good in pick and roll man assisting. That means if I run a pick and roll and then my man dives, I can assist to my man roll into the rim. Well, that's Gonzaga's weakest defense if you go points per possession. They struggle with that. They're not bad, but they struggle with that.
Sure.
So that's an option for them to play. And then in isolation, Baylor can play in isolation because they have the athletes. We've seen isolation basketball versus Gonzaga. They allow you to stay in the game and win a shot to beat UCLA because of isolation basketball. But you bring it back. What can Gonzaga do against Baylor to kind of dominate the game or win the game? It's going to be a chess match. They have to move the ball, play. And then Suggs have to be more efficient in half-court basketball, straight line drives, and pick and roll when he has it scoring to the rim.
So do you think that this could have been maybe a wake-up call for Gonzaga, what happened in this last game? They had just been steamrolling teams and really dominating this tournament, this entire season. You can't get pushed any closer than UCLA pushed them. Do you think in some ways that helps prepare them for what they're going to face tonight?
I think it's definitely a sense of urgency, and mentally they're more prepared and they're sharper, and the things they have to clean up, they now, Coach Drew has their attention. But also Baylor's coming through, and it's interesting when you see very athletic teams with high basketball IQ. That's a problem. That's old school UNLV, right? Mm-hmm. So it's going to be interesting to see how Drew Timme plays. He's going to keep them in the game because to me he's unstoppable in this game. It's going to come down to Mitchell versus Suggs. Who's going to be the better guard? Mitchell statistically in this tournament has been better the entire tournament, but Suggs makes big plays. He makes monumental, emotional, energy-changing plays, such as the block on Cody Rowley, getting the pass, and one dime. Those are plays that you can't put in analytics and changes the game, and that's what he brings to the table.
Totally. I saw you were looking up some stats earlier, really studying these teams. Is there one thing that stood out or surprised you when you dove into the numbers from watching film and analyzing who's taking place, what's going to take place tonight? Yeah,
it's the matchup, once again, between Suggs and Mitchell. In the half court, Mitchell is 0.98 points per possession, and anything over one is great. You got to be elite to be over one in half court in basketball. Suggs is a 0.6 in points per possession, and you wouldn't think that. You would think coming into this tournament or coming to this game that Suggs was the better point guard, analytically, but he's not. So it's going to be big plays for him to have to make defensively and offensively in order to combat the analytic flow of Mitchell, what he brings to the table. Because he's shooting in this tournament 45% from the three. Suggs is not shooting that high.
Right.
So statistically, he's below. But once again, big-time players make big plays, and you have to will yourself to victory and be determined and instilling your will on the rim, which Suggs is capable of doing.
Well, we're really excited for this game. We will be here all night. We're going to have some commentary throughout the game with our friends over at Hoops and Brew joining us here, and then Baron Davis will be popping in from time to time. We'll be live at halftime as well and following the game with our reactions. So this is the best second screen viewing experience that you can find anywhere is right here with us tonight. Earl, what does Baylor have to do to win, and then what does Gonzaga have to do to win?
Control the flow. Both teams can play fast. I expect this game to be fast, high-paced, exciting, making the extra pass. We call that good to great, passing up a good shot for a great shot. And Gonzaga is going to continue to play in their 0.5 basketball. That means you have 0.5 seconds to drive it, pass it, shoot it. They never hold it. In the entire tournament, they only have 6 isolation plays. That is like basketball pedigree at the highest. Coach Few, great teacher. But as opposed to Baylor, who is dominant in isolation basketball. Baylor can recover defensively and force you to play in isolation. Can Gonzaga stay within their rhythms and their structure of moving the ball, swinging the ball, slicing, cutting, diving, making that extra pass, seeing which team breaks their rhythm first and their discipline first?
So both these teams have never won a national championship. They're both here facing off against each other. Gonzaga, as the favorite, being undefeated, it's almost like they're going in defending what they think is theirs. And Baylor, maybe, are they coming in with a chip on their shoulder saying, hey, we've been a #1 seed this whole year too, but people are only talking about Gonzaga. Could that work in their favor? And when you were playing, did you use things like that as motivation when you were a player or as a coach for your players?
Everything's motivation. Maryland tournament, when I set the record for assists, tied Magic Johnson's record. John Morant just tied it or broke it when he played the last time he played. We're taking the court before our practice, and you get an hour of practice every team. Maryland was leaving, and Maryland happened to leave behind some papers. I picked up the paper. It was a news release, and it said this would be the first time in the history of Maryland that they would beat North Carolina, Duke, and UCLA in the same year. So I grabbed the paper, and I'm mad. I'm showing laugh. I got to say something. I was like, don't say anything. Just play the game. I couldn't sleep the night before. Like, I was just up all night, and when I got to the game, I had so much energy to just kind of propel my game to the furthest. And you talk about Baylor being the underdogs, and when you think of Texas basketball, you think of UT, you don't think of Baylor. Right. So every kid at Baylor has a chip on their shoulder. Every kid at Baylor understands what's happening and what's capable. And they're trying to say, we're not just a football school. We're also a hoop school. And they have an opportunity to do something amazing and such a great platform, and that's in Texas.
All right, well, tip-off is just a few moments away. I'm going to put you on the spot. Who is going to win tonight and why?
I'm going to go Baylor because I think Mitchell's going to dominate the game. I think Suggs is going to have his moment, but I think analytically and what Mitchell brings with his speed, he's difficult to guard. He's like Ty Lawson mixed with Spider Mitchell the way he can shoot, because Ty wasn't a great shooter. He's a great, explosion to the rim was amazing. But he has that combination. Suggs going to have to combat that with some great plays and possibly get Mitchell in foul trouble, but I don't see it happening.
Well, I just hope it's a good game. I got Gonzaga. I think the UCLA woke the beast. They know that they're vulnerable, that they can be beat, and they were reminded by that. They survived the scare, and I think they're going to rebound, and I hope that it's close. I don't want to see any blowouts. I hope that this is a well-fought game coming down to it at the very end. Should be exciting. I think it's a 5-point spread. I think it's going to be somewhere within that. So if I were a betting man, I'd probably bet on Baylor, but Gonzaga to win the game maybe by 3 points. I'm talking close game. Save the tape right now. That's right. Yeah. Nice. All right. Before we get out of here, I love hearing the coach's perspective from you. You're obviously a great coach, a lot of coaching experience, and you were coached by so many of the greats. John Wooden was a mentor, Steve Lavin, Greg Popovich, Mike Fratello, Hubie Brown, on and on and on. What would you be saying to the guys in the locker room before they go out for the biggest game, biggest moment of their life right now?
The only preparation you have at this moment is player skills and taking away what what their strength is defensively. So the matchups are important. You can't change who you are in this moment. What you can change is, staying focused, being locked in, and remove the distraction, because it's a lot of distraction for a championship game. Stay focused, do you, and I would erase the board and just say win.
Yeah. All right. Well, just win, baby. It's just that simple. It's about motivation. They've been preparing all year, their whole lives for this moment, and there's nothing more exciting than watching this tip off the last college basketball game of the season, in a season unlike any other. I'm glad that we will finally be able to crown a new champion. Virginia, they've been reigning champs for 2 years. They had a good run. They got an extra year out of that, being the reigning champs.
Yeah, that COVID year.
Yeah, exactly. But there will be a new champion of college basketball tonight in just a couple of hours. It's either going to be Baylor or Gonzaga, a first for either of these schools. It's going to be pretty exciting stuff. Stay tuned here, because we will be coming back live in a few moments during the game with some commentary from our friends at Hoops and Brew, and then Earl and BD will be joining us, and maybe some other surprise guests as well popping in at halftime to recap and break down the first half. Coach Watson's going to go be breaking down the film right now. That's right.
Little bit.
Okay, all right. Any last words you want to leave everyone with before we get up out of here to watch this big game?
Yo, what the FBD? Where you at?
BD, where are you, man? He's in the party. He's on Clubhouse right now. If you're on Clubhouse too, how many screens you need? 3 screens? You got the TV, you got your laptop, you got Clubhouse. Stay locked in with us. Watch the game. Join us here. BD will be back. We're going to go get his ass and get him to come in here and join us soon. Thank you for plugging in with us. We really appreciate it. Stay tuned and enjoy the game.
What's up? We are here live in the SLiC Cave. Y'all know who it is. If you don't know, it's Hoops and Brews. It's one half right here and another half right there. It's your boy TPJ of Hoops and Brews, co-founder of H&B Media. I'm here with my dog, my right-hand man, Pavi P.A.V. Talk to him. Let him know what's up, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out SLiC. We, like you said, we are in the SLiC Cave right now.
Yep, watching
we
the game.
are watching I'm gonna keep it all the way funky with y'all. This is the third college basketball game I've seen all year.
You're hilarious. I've been drunkenly watching this. I got my drink. If you know us Hoops and Brews, we drink beer, we talk basketball. You already know what's happening in there. I got a little beer. I'm not gonna say what it is though, because we ain't sponsored by them. But yeah.
Fourth. The first game I watched Cade Cunningham, because I seen highlights, but I never actually seen him play. Yeah. So I watched, I think it was Oklahoma State versus, I forgot, it was like their first game. Obviously, I watched the Gonzaga UCLA game, which I saw people saying it was the best college game ever. I'm not gonna say ever.
It
and no, ever is strong. Now it's on the short list of best games.
What was the other one where they
That's just so many buzzer beaters.
No, it was recently. It was like Connecticut or North Carolina. That game winning.
Oh, you're talking about Villanova, North Carolina?
Yeah. That one was
crazy.
A great game.
Even to go back further, the Kentucky and Duke when Christian Laettner hit the shot. That's one of them. Yeah, but it's definitely
I'm not gonna lie. You never gonna hear me say nothing nice about Duke or Christian Laettner, because I feel like part of the marketing of black people that were coming up around that age
It's
that
the
did
hate.
not fuck with Christian Laettner. I'm sorry, that did not mess with Christian Laettner, not rocking with Christian Laettner. Although, if Coach K retire after Roy Williams retired, I'ma shed a tear, bro. That's two of the greatest basketball minds to ever live will be gone. Hubert Davis got shout out. What do you think about that?
God bless a black man getting a job.
I agree with that. Shout out to Hubert Davis, though. I actually think Hubert Davis' career in the broadcast booth will actually help him out a lot. Because Hubert Davis is a guy that we've seen not only comment on NBA stuff, he's done like the soundtrack for like 2K and those types of things.
Yeah, he has.
But we also see him, just kind of in the trenches as far as it pertains to the NCAA and what goes on with there. Always calling the college games. I think he's a guy that is a great from that school. He had a solid NBA career, so it's not like he was like a bum that's coming in to coach a bunch of guys. Yeah. And I think he'll really be able to command a locker room. And also with Grant Hill coming in to take over. Actually, Grant Hill was a Duke guy. But still, even with that being said.
Grant Hill came over to take over?
He's taking over USA Basketball. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
So with that happening, I think that, even though those two schools are rivals, I think that the attention for Duke and UNC fans will be super, super heavy. And I think people will want to not only kind of pay attention and join them, but also think just even the pathway to USA basketball for a lot of guys that play on Duke and Carolina will get a lot easier because they're both in that same vicinity. So Grant Hill will be, he's going to be checking. But I do think that this game is interesting. And even seeing Baylor, being up right now, 9-0 on the Zags, I'm not surprised by it. I think for Gonzaga, a lot of the forward momentum that you get when you have a game winner can instantly be met with someone that is an equal force in momentum. Like, that's the thing about momentum and why teams love talking and people love talking about teams catching momentum and things of that sort is just because you can have great momentum, but did you ride too high? The thing that I did like about Gonzaga when they won that last game was I didn't see any locker room celebrations. I didn't see
that's because I think you can't take cameras in the locker room now because of COVID.
Still,
I'm sure they celebrated in the locker room. You go to one. I think this is what Gonzaga's
first. But
this is Gonzaga's first national championship in school history. Also, what's funny about the game when it was, remember when Adam Morrison was crying? That was against UCLA.
Oh,
so
really?
there was like a call that there was like I guess Adam Morrison called the game.
No one for getting their heart broken. Huh?
They broke Gonzaga's heart. They broke Gonzaga. Remember, when Adam Morrison fell down and cried? That was his.
By the way, Adam Morrison is probably the worst top 5 pick in NBA history.
No, he's not.
He was not.
Hasheem Thabit is the worst top 5 pick in recent.
Not really.
What?
No, not worse than Adam Morrison. What
Hasheem Thabit is worse than Adam Morrison. Adam Morrison played like 6 years, bro. He was in the NBA 6 years.
Tell me one good performance he had.
He was in the NBA 6 years.
I don't care if he was in the league 6 years. What good performance did he have?
He was in the league 6 years.
No.
Hasheem was out in like 2.
If Adam Morrison is the end-all, be-all for your school, for your program, and what you guys have had as pros, that's not a good end-all, be-all. Get you a new end-all, be-all, and begin again.
I think John Stockton went to Gonzaga, if I'm not mistaken.
No, yeah. But I think he's without a doubt the greatest college basketball player to ever play for Gonzaga. I think Adam Morrison is arguably a top 10 all-time, would you say? College player?
I'm not going to go that far.
Why not?
Because there's been so many great college players throughout the history of college basketball.
But
that
still,
now
he was so good as a college player.
Now I'll say this.
When he got to the NBA because he was not that guy.
Now I'll say this from my time watching college basketball, which is, I feel like I was when I was in high school, I watched I probably watched more high school and college games than I was in high school, because it was like something to aspire to. Those guys were obviously closer in age. So I felt it was like more relatable to me, and I also just loved the product more. It's more passion and stuff like that, at least to me at that point in time. In my era watching college basketball, yes, he's top 10, if not top 5. From my era, which would be I was probably watching college basketball from 03 to 2012 maybe. Actually really watching it. Then after that, it's I'm a.
Well, I'll put it this way: he had a top 10 arguable college season.
Oh, facts.
Definitely.
Yeah,
did.
facts.
At least that one.
Facts.
His last year was
crazy. But going back to this game, Gonzaga, Baylor, Jalen Suggs. I know Jalen Suggs. I know even after he hit the shot, people was, he's gonna be a top 5 prospect. Relax. He's been a top 3 prospect all year. He's been a top 3 prospect all year. If I'm not mistaken, he's been a number 1 point guard in the nation the entire year. What do you think about him as an NBA prospect? I just recently learned. I saw this on Twitter. Terrell Suggs think cousin or something like that. 6'4".
6'4".
He's 6'4", 205. I didn't know he was 205.
I think at 6'4", 205, he's got the potential, and I was talking to you about this earlier. I think he's a disciple of Stephen Curry. So, you know, we just celebrated Easter for all our people out there that celebrated Easter. And I think that Steph Curry, you know, Jesus had, 12 disciples?
I'm going to keep it with you.
Steph Curry
had
got
a lot of people.
Huh?
Dennis Smith went to Steph camp.
Huh?
Dennis Smith Jr. went to Steph camp many years and was balling.
Dennis Smith is my height.
No, that's fair.
Dennis Smith Jr. is 5 foot. Well, actually, with shoes on, because some ladies made me measure myself. I'm 6 feet tall, so I'm taller than him.
Which I still think Dennis Smith didn't necessarily
Which is
get a
still
fair
saying
shake.
that he got a fair shake.
Nah, Luka came in and kind of ruined it, but it's all love.
I mean,
it's Luka, like it's
draft
Luka.
a new god of basketball. No, but I do think Jalen Suggs has a lot of potential. I think 6'4", 200 pounds. That's what you want. I think LaMelo came into the league 6'7", 185. So he's already got 20 pounds on LaMelo, and I've seen LaMelo in person this year. Actually, the game in which LaMelo Ball he fractured his hand, and he was taller than Gordon Hayward. Build is very, very skinny. Reminds me a lot of Lonzo, but I think Jalen Suggs actually reminds me a lot. That's kind of interesting to see who I can say. His confidence at least reminds me of a Jamal Crawford type of confidence, but I think his vision, awareness, and just balls. You got to have balls to play point guard. And you got to have balls for 4 seconds left in the game? 3 seconds left? Nobody else was running to get the ball.
Man,
what do you mean?
See, I can't pass the ball with 3 seconds left.
No, that's not my point.
You mean as in like
he ran to get the ball to shoot. He ran to get the ball to shoot. He literally said, I went to go get the ball, and once I let it go, I knew it was good. So, you know what I mean? Well, look at BD in the background meddling. I see you out there. BD in the background meddling. BD ain't want to face the music because his team lost last week, so he coming in here talking garbage to us. But I see you, BD. It's all good. We're going to pray for them Bruins. You know what I mean? We're going to pray for them Bruins. But I will say this. If Gonzaga gets blown out in this game, people are going to call them frauds until the end of time.
Frauds is a strong word.
How? How you win every game, but you make it to the championship and get blown out?
You made it to the national championship.
No, I'm not going to call you a fraud. I'm sorry.
As far as what I think about Jalen Suggs as a prospect, a couple things in that game. Again, not like I do not watch college basketball every day. I'm not even going to try to lie to y'all and tell y'all I watch college basketball every day. I don't. Now,
we watch a lot of NBA.
Now, I watch a lot of NBA, obviously around draft time. I'm going to try to keep up, with the new guys coming into the league. So what I see, number one, 6'4", 205.
Bro, they're down 16-4, headed into a timeout. Hey, you might need to call another timeout after that, big fella. Guys, actually, what are you saying right now if you're huddled down 16-4? We can get back to that, but
keep playing, bro. It's early.
Yeah, but
it's early in the game, bro. Keep playing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's very early in the game. Settle down. Calm down. It's a national championship game. Calm down. Continue running our offense. Continue playing. I mean, granted, not like I'm paying wild attention, so I don't know if if Baylor came out on fire or if they just aren't executing defensively.
Baylor's come out hot, but at the same point in time, to me, Gonzaga looks a little nervous. If I'm him, settle down. We cannot let this league get to 20. Settle down, execute, chip away possession by possession. I think they're down 12-6. That's
16-4.
Oh, I'm sorry, not 12-6. 16-4, my bad. They're down by 12 points.
It's nothing.
Execute. That's 6 possessions. If we can execute in 3 possessions, that lead goes down to 6. And then we figure it out from there. But if we get down by 20, which is it's a very, very slippery slope. You get down by 20, this game is over. We're gonna be sitting here taking shots.
No, it's not over. The thing is,
and I'm not talking about basketball shots.
You have to make sure that at least by the half come, it's a 10-point game. Even if you do fall down 20 at half, get it to 10. You get it to 10. Somebody come out hit a 3 or 7-point game off top. The whole game looks different. Yeah. But you don't want it to get to you don't want to be down at halftime 20. That's what happened in the Baylor Houston game. Yeah. Like they got down so early, and I'm like, okay, they could make a little run at it. Nah, they wasn't gonna make no run at it. They was down 20 at the half. You come out, they hit a 3, it's 23. They hit one more shot, it's 25. Everybody going home now. People on the bench crying midway through the game.
By the way, I just want to say, college players crying when they lose a game is some of the best. That and their fans losing, top 5 entertainment all time. Like when that little kid cried when they lost, when I think it was Washington State, when he's like, oh my God.
The most painful cry ever.
I'm sorry. Give me them GIFs.
The most painful cry ever is Darius Washington. You probably remember this. When Darius Washington, it was Memphis. I think it was the Conference USA Championship game. He went to the line, missed off 3 free throws, and yeah, that was probably the most painful.
So, like Gonzaga, I don't know which camera I'm on, but like Gonzaga, we're going to take a quick break and regroup. But we will get back up with you guys in a very, very quickly. Very, very quickly. We'll be back in a quick second. It's your boy Pavi. It's your boy TPJ. Hoops and Brews. We're in the building. Make sure you all go youtube.com/SLiC. Hit that subscribe button, as well as go to our channel, hmbmedia.com. Hit subscribe as well. We appreciate you guys. We'll be right back in a sec. That's how easy this game has been for Baylor. A layup, a nice little finger roll. We're here. We're live, SLiC Studios. It looks like Baylor is going to become the national champion. Gonzaga's down right now, 75-59, with 7 minutes left and 10 seconds. So far, Baylor has made an amazing 10 of 23s tonight. Meanwhile, the Zags struggle from deep range, which is clearly what's been the difference in this game. Kispert just hit a shot. He just hit a three-pointer, which actually gives him his career in the NCAA tournament. He's hit 28 three-pointers, which is a record, a school record. But unfortunately, it's 6 minutes left. I'm not 100% sure if the Zags are going to be able to make the comeback. In the first half, if you remember, I told Pavi that I believe that Baylor will win this game by at least 12. And I told him that I think that in order for Gonzaga to win this game, they would have to score around 84 points. Unfortunately, they're probably not going to hit 80. But Baylor definitely is, which means they're going to lose. Chase, how you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, it's looking tough for Gonzaga right now because it looks like Baylor hasn't hit a shot in 4 minutes, and they still can't bring a chunk in the lead. So
free throws as well, because it hasn't been two times where Baylor's gotten fouled and they've shot free throws instead of making a shot.
Yeah, I'm only seeing I'm not seeing a Yayi and Nembhard do, you know what I mean, what they supposed to do. So, you know what I mean, I think Jalen Suggs, Timmy, and Kispert, you know, they doing what they usually do all season long, but it's take more than 3 guys to beat Baylor, man. You're going to have a team effort.
Yeah, and even Timmy, like I said, he actually had a decent first half. But as we were talking kind of when we took our little break, just kind of about the offense. I mean, I feel like they're running I believe it's some kind of zone they're running. But whoever's playing center field right now for Baylor, when they do go into that zone, has been playing amazing because it's really, as you mentioned, Chase, it's been hard for them to get the ball.
It's over. When you're doing that in the game, it's over. Did y'all just see that?
He
just jumped in the air and traveled and dribbled it. It's over.
I mean,
Kispert is not an expert.
Bro.
It's over, bro. Honestly, I think going back to what you just said, like it's just like they playing some NBA players.
Yeah, bro.
Like you playing college players against NBA players. Even the speed on the court is just
that's what that just was.
He closed out fast.
That's 30 games of regular speed closeouts and NBA closeouts.
Like it's just the speed is just different, bro.
Well, the game is now within 13.
Like they switching and getting back and getting to the people.
Now look, I'm gonna say this. One thing about the basketball gods is they always make March Madness interesting.
They do.
Yeah.
They always do. As much
I
as
will say this: if the game gets to within 4, Gonzaga's gonna win.
I mean, if it gets to within 4, like
the basketball guys always make it interesting, and they just got to tech with it too.
If it would have went to within 4, so much would have.
And they're gonna get possession back, so this could be crucial right here. This could be a 5-point swing.
Yeah, actually, if they make a 3, 6 points, which would be insane. Oh, he missed it. Come on, you gotta. That's the other thing about even in the NBA. Me and you talk about this all the time. Guys got to make their free throws. Everybody's like, "What's the biggest difference with Lonzo? What's so different about Lonzo?" He started making fucking free throws.
Yeah, and he started getting to the line.
He didn't want to get to the line before because he wasn't making enough free throws.
He was very passive.
When you shoot it 50% from the free throw line,
or if he got to the lane, it was always on some kick out. It was very. When you could telegraph it after a while.
I think he improved his free throw. His free throw was shooting like 22 or 23%. So he went from, I think it was 53 or 52% to mid-70s. Automatically, you're going to want to drive more, shoot more because you're not scared of the free throw line. I think he's finally figured out his jump, kind of his jump shot and his jump form, which is really what has allowed him to, accelerate and become a better player.
He been good too because he got that hitch out his jumper, where we used to be having to move it over.
Yeah, now it's straight up.
So now it's quicker release. He can get it. He don't got to overthink where his position is.
Floater in the lane for Baylor. Baylor has 79 scores, 79-63. 5 minutes and 24
That's not gonna
seconds.
cut, bro.
Yeah.
That was a freshman shot.
Was that Suggs?
That was.
Okay. Suggs
definitely
missed.
a
And with the that's the only. Ooh, who's hurt for Gonzaga? Ooh, number 11. Okay. Oh yeah, he hurt. That's unfortunate. Now that is one thing that I don't like to see in any tournament game. What happened? Ooh, he just hyperextended his leg a little bit.
That was a little toe injury,
Nah,
man.
it's
He
not.
better get up,
Toe?
man.
That's toe.
It's a inversion sprain.
And a little ankle.
It's an inversion sprain.
Okay.
It's on
He up-
fire.
he
He'll
up
be
there.
alright.
Man, when this could be your last game,
Yeah,
you
tie
gotta
your
get
shoe up. Tie it up. Walk to the
You gotta
sideline.
get
Nah,
up.
that's an inversion sprain. G. He not.
Yeah, that man can't even stand up.
Yeah, bro. He not. Yeah.
Yeah, but they say 18 points today.
Yeah. Oh, that was his average.
Okay, still huge game all around. I'm not gonna lie. I thought Baylor was gonna win this game by a lot, but I didn't think that it would be this bad.
It's a disappointing national championship game, especially after
After
the
that,
UCLA Gonzaga game.
yeah, it's
What did you think about that? I know people was crying.
Great game.
One of the
Great
best
game.
games ever.
Yes,
Greatest game ever?
definitely. I love the game because from what I saw, more in the UCLA players with Johnny Juzang and how he stepped up. I loved it. I feel like that game took a lot of Gonzaga because I felt like it was their toughest game this year where they hadn't really been through that adversity, I guess. You know what I mean? And who expected UCLA to get that far anyway? So that's why I was rooting for them, you feel me? But I love seeing Johnny step up the way he did. He got his name up. And I think UCLA, with what they did, they put themselves back in a good space for the future of their basketball program because it was kind of looking weird. They, you know, that was a very, very historic
was that
school.
travel?
Yeah.
What was that? What did they call? Okay.
But they had a lot of weird stuff happening with them, with like them losing like they sponsor and all kind of stuff. So I think UCLA kind of like fell out of like the conversation of like, oh, that's where I want to go to hoop. Yeah. But I think they'll be back.
And there's
now.
so many great prospects that come out of LA that they, you know.
Another turnover. Oh no!
I don't even know where the ball was being thrown.
But so far tonight, Teague and Suggs have actually combined for 39 points tonight for Baylor, which is absolutely
That
incredible.
was a terrible pass.
Absolutely incredible.
Who was you
absolutely
going
39 points of the team's 80. 3, no 3 rebound. Baylor looks like this one is probably gonna go the way I said it was. I never ever bet money.
I don't know. Look,
I wish I would have bet money this year.
let me ask y'all this: does this affect Jalen Suggs' draft stock?
I was saying that before. He said no. I said it kind of to me.
Okay, so if it doesn't affect his draft stock, where is he at in the PG list? Is he in front of Butler? Is he in front of Cade? Is he behind Cade? Is he behind Butler?
Do you consider Cade a PG?
Cade is a PG for sure.
He's not in front of Cade. No, I think Cade is the number 1 pick in the draft. I think Cade's probably.
So I mean, he gonna go
Now,
6.
you think Cade and Suggs better than Butler? Because I think a lot of people forgetting about Butler.
Now look, I have to do more research on Butler. I cannot.
I do think Suggs has hurt his draft.
But I do think Suggs is going top 5 regardless.
Okay.
I think he's going top 5. I have seen people.
He'll be the number 7 pick.
I have seen people perform worse in the tournament and get picked 1 or 2. Like I mentioned,
He'll be number 7. Remember I said this.
I remember when Duke lost to Mercer and Jabari still went 2.
That's a fact.
Yeah, but Jabari is different though.
How is it different?
Because who are they comparing Suggs to? They was saying Jabari gonna be the new
I
Melo.
don't know who Jalen Suggs is compared
Exactly,
to.
but they were
honestly.
saying Jabari gonna be the new Melo. Do you all remember that?
I think I was on NBA draft and then somebody said Jason Kidd. Now, granted, these comparisons.
No.
Now.
I don't see that though.
Now.
He shoots way better already off the top.
For sure. He's not a floor general like Jason Kidd.
I said on offense, I see his motor as like a Jamal Crawford. I don't know who I can peg him as somebody that has come before him because I feel like he's gonna wind up playing a 2 when he gets to the league.
I think it's a combo guard.
Yeah, I like him. He give me athlete. You know how like in football, a nigga play 3 spots and in college, he give me athlete. So I don't know what he's gonna play. He could be Bradley Beal. You know what I mean? Because Bradley Beal play 1, 2. You know, he do a little bit of both. So I just think it's gonna depend on who he goes with. Because Donovan Mitchell in college, I would have never expected he's playing the 1. How he's playing right now for the Jazz.
Yeah.
Because he played on Louisville with other guys who I thought was like,
I'm not gonna lie.
I ain't gonna say better than him, but I just say more of like position, like quote unquote in their position.
Yeah.
I didn't know Donovan Mitchell was gonna be an all-star point guard in the NBA. I did not know that.
Is he playing a 2?
He kind of like one. He kind of like both. Yeah, he kind of like both. You feel me? But I don't know if Jalen Suggs is okay. I would love to see him be Damian Lillard.
That's actually not a bad comp.
Yes, like the ball in his hands a lot. Leader of a team.
Yeah, he can
like
shoot.
morally a leader of a team like Damian Lillard is. Like offensively, I don't know Damian Lillard for being defensively a liability or like an all-star.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, 6'4", 6'3" maybe.
Nah, Dame.
Dame like
6'2".
I've seen Dame.
And what it Suggs? 6'4", 6'5"?
Allegedly 6'4".
But he's 6'4", 205. Dame is like 6'2", 185, 190. So I think he honestly, his body type reminds me of Avery Bradley, but his game is completely different.
Yes. That's the thing that's interesting about him because he has the physique of a two guard, but it's kind of like, what do you play? Because when I think of two guards in the NBA that are dynamic, I'm thinking of Devin Booker, Bradley Beal. Yeah. I don't know if he got that athleticism them. No, I don't know if he got that wiggle like them yet.
I just think that again, like the game against UCLA, I think he can defend two positions.
Okay.
I think he should be just a combo guard. Like, you don't give him the ball 90% of the time and pound the ball on the floor. You put another guard with him and you run a two-guard system and let them do what they do. I like him, though. I think he's a bona fide top 5 pick.
Yeah, I like him. I just want him to be as good as a pro as he is in college because I've seen guys in college be the star of their team. Marcus Smart was the star of his team.
Smart.
He was the guy. He was the guy. He was an MOP, bro.
No. Marcus Smart is one of my favorite players in the league. Well, like one of them because I like guys who do all the other stuff. I do think he is a very important part of a team. But yes, Marcus Smart in college looked like he was Dwayne Wade in college.
So that's just what I just want Jalen Suggs to be that guy when he gets to the league. Because you see guys, especially when they pick schools like Gonzaga, they pick schools like Arizona. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. You can end up being like the guy over there. Yeah, it's kind of like guys who they go to Washington and they play for the Huskies and they play for a couple years and it's like, oh, draft him, and then you get Marquise Chris. And it's like,
hold on. Look, I think Marquise Chris went to bad situation.
I like his
bad situation.
He did. You're saying what I'm saying. Okay.
I
think these guys pick schools where they know they have easier.
No, I mean, he got drafted to a bad situation.
Yeah, but I just also think too, he did not play enough basketball.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
That's fair.
And I think dude still got potential, but you want to go. Jalen Suggs is playing a lot of basketball within his first year. Yeah. You feel me? That's what I think is separating him. If he can get to the league and do what Nico Mannion is doing, how I seen Nico Mannion play college ball, and now he's adapting into a pro system, then I'll be like, okay, I can see in the next few years him being in the roster.
I didn't, like, literally, once I started, I'm like, who was this? You talking about the dude from...
the redhead kid from Golden State. Yeah.
Okay, so question. Who are your top 5 prospects in this year's draft so far?
But this is my question about Nico. Do you think that he will actually, as the Warriors move forward, be a serviceable backup for them?
I think in the...
Because him and the other dude from Denver, the one that basically took Jamal Murray's job as point guard off the bench.
I know I can't pronounce his
He's a short guy, small guy in stature.
Campazzo.
Campazzo. Those two give me great backup vibes, but if your ceiling is being... Steve Blake. Is Steve Blake good enough to be a...
Steve Blake played with Kobe. Don't sleep.
Don't sleep.
Niggas wanted to play with Steve Blake. He was a fighter.
30 years in the NBA.
Yes, Steve Blake. You wanted Steve Blake on your roster. He was gonna fight for sure. He was gonna ball. I think.
Steve Blake.
And you gotta think about this. Imagine being Steve Blake with hops. Steve Blake ain't have no athleticism. So you could give me grit on both sides of the ball. You can give me leadership. You feel me? Like that's one thing about Steve. Yeah, you feel me? I think you gotta have these guys that's gonna come in and they gonna embrace being a Jamal Crawford, a Lou Will. You feel me?
Like a man
and have pride in that situation.
Like a
yes, you feel me?
Lou Will was his favorite player, and that's who he idolized.
I think it's weird sometimes that guys got the same 5 guys they tried to build their game after because you might not be built like that.
Yeah, but everybody want to be a star.
Yeah.
Cool.
Everybody want to be a star.
Lou Will a star.
And speaking of stars, Gonzaga was not a star tonight.
Underground go, but no.
Almost a 20-piece.
Real quick.
Somebody go get the box of chicken because we got a 20-piece in the building.
Make it barbecue because they got barbecue.
Smoke.
Before the game gets over and we fully write Gonzaga's eulogy, I do want to ask you, who are your top 5 best prospects in your mind right now?
Number 1, I'm gonna go with my boy Butler, Jared.
Over everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
Really? Okay.
I'm gonna go with Cade.
So you think this year is a point guard's draft?
I think it's guard heavy. Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's guard heavy. Cade.
So you got Butler 1, K 2.
I'm gonna go Jalen. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Clearly.
I love Jalen. I like Jalen a lot.
4. Let me think of some more guys.
Evan Mobley.
The Mobley brothers, period.
They are hard.
Both of them.
They are hard.
Both of them.
Be like the Martin
Evan Mobley got the quick.
Yeah.
But I think both of them are going to be really, really good. This ain't no slander, but what's my guy that played for the Kings right now that's the big man that came out early?
Bagley.
They're not Bagley. They got enough basketball under their belt, I feel like, against real guys.
In a good way.
Yes, in a good way.
Bagley ain't
You know
Bagley.
what it is? I think there's a difference between young guys who play against grown men and then play against 5-star prospects. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like you want them dudes that go against like big dogs, men. Like that's what you're seeing in tonight's game. You feel me?
Yeah, you go against that big dog drip.
And then let me think of another player that yesterday that really, really did good. I like David Duke. I think he's a sleeper. I'm gonna just throw him in there because he's a sleeper. David Duke Jr. I really, really like his game a lot.
So we got
Sorry.
Butler from Baylor.
Butler.
We got Cade Cunningham. Jalen Green. We got the Mobley brothers.
Suggs.
Jalen
Suggs.
Well.
You know, I know there's been whispers, and I've been seeing it floating around all season long about this European dude that's like 6'7" or 6'10".
The point guard guy?
It's somebody that's like 6'7",
Yeah, they got a point
6'10",
guard.
or
They got a
somebody
point
in
guard
Europe
guy.
where he's supposed to be like that next dude. I forgot his name, but it's a guy from Europe, and he's either 6'7" or 6'10". I don't know if he's a point guard, but it's some dude from Europe that's 6'7" or 6'10", where basically a lot of people were talking about like, man, he seems like a guy, like his prototype is a type of guy the Spurs would pick. Okay. But he has a lottery draft potential. I feel bad that I actually don't know his name.
Tears.
Oh, here come the tears.
It's all love. You've been here a couple months, Jalen. It's all love.
You're going to be standing on the draft
You're
stage.
going to be in like Detroit, but it's all love.
Exactly. Oh, my God. That's going to be terrible.
That's
the only thing I don't like is when
That'll be a good look. Sadiq Bey is good.
I like Sadiq Bey, but Detroit cannot build a winner this millennium.
Listen,
I
think
put it
they
this way.
could.
And I won't say this millennium. They actually won a championship.
Listen, I hope that Detroit falls to the 3rd pick, because you're not going to pick Jalen 1 or 2. You're not. I hope he falls to the 3rd pick. And I hope they get Jalen Suggs.
I'm taking him and I'm getting rid of that kid.
Killian Hayes.
What? Get him. Send him.
Give him a shot. Bro.
No fucking way. Send him out.
I'm drafting him. I'm gonna give him 2 years.
I'm sending him somewhere. No, he's getting traded in that trade for him. It's gonna be Jalen Suggs, that African kid they got out the G League that played power forward. I can't think of his name. He was at Washington. And then Sadiq Bey. No, Sadiq Bey is Villanova. It's like this post dude that played.
Isaiah Stewart.
Stewart.
I like
yes,
Isaiah
he's nice. You feel me?
He's nice.
Yeah. So fans, we're getting down to the last 10 seconds. It is over, folks.
If you were betting, you would have lost, though, by the way. You said 12 or 16.
If I what?
If you were betting,
I would have betted plus 12 and I would have won like a motherfucker.
I have no more
Stop
words.
playing with me.
I have no more words.
But it's been your boy, TPJ, Pavy of Hoops and Brews. Any final words, guys, before we get ready to get out of here and pass the mic and the rock off to BD and the rest of the crew?
Support SLiC, man. Support SLiC, man. Support the homies, man. Hoops and Brews, man.
Yes, Chase, we got to bring you on our show, man, for sure.
Anytime, man.
We drink beer, we talk basketball.
I don't drink beer, but I talk basketball.
You drink wine, though?
I do.
You drink
wine? Well, then perfect. Yeah, that's fine.
Sure. Honey wine, Ethiopian wine, man.
Really? We might have to hit you up with hey, we got you. We hit you back when you bring the wine, because I don't even know where to get that from.
I'm gonna bring it.
But fans, we appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. YouTube.com/SLiC. Please make sure you drop a like as well as subscribe. We appreciate you guys. And until next time, or I guess next year at least, we'll be back again, I'm sure. Shout out to the homie Baron Davis. Shout out to the whole team and the crew over here at SLiC. We appreciate you guys, and I guess that means that we're out for the day. Make sure, drop a like. Appreciate you guys. Peace out.
Yo. What's up? It's your boy BD. I'm back. I had to kick Jason Zone out of my seat. You always trying to take over live. SLiC Studios in the den. It's still the Bruins den, but it's the finals den. At the halftime show, we got the Baylor Bears versus the Gonzaga Bulldogs. And Baylor is up 47-37. Let's get some insight from, we have a new guest and co-host, my man, the Jet.
Yes,
They
sir.
call him Pooh. Don't
Yes, sir.
play. LA Unified's finest, the founder of the Black Coaches Association.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Eugene Jetter.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Welcome.
J-Zone, y'all know J-Zone from earlier. That's my co-host. Who Got Game? That's my dog. He keep me right. And the Oracle, the mastermind, the coach, Earl Watson. Earl, let's jump to you right now. Let's get into it. Baylor came out. You know, we knew they were going to be aggressive. Gonzaga feeling, you know, is this a little emotional letdown from the UCLA game?
No, Baylor is a great isolation team. Analytically, Gonzaga cannot defend isolations, which is why UCLA was able to stay in the game. And if you look at analytics as a team, Baylor is a plus 18 from the three-point line. What does that mean? Defensively, they're getting out on the perimeter, they're taking away that three-point shot, forcing Gonzaga to play one-on-one, getting the paint, and they're getting everything at the backboard, making them take tough shots. So what they have to do is, Gonzaga needs a Christian Laettner.
Yeah.
They need someone out there that can get nasty and change the pace of the game so the other team can get uncomfortable and think about other things besides basketball.
Gonzaga has never been down this large amount.
Yeah.
And being an undefeated team, like, what are your thoughts on that?
You know, coming into the game, I thought the adversity that they faced against UCLA was going to wake them up to say that, hey, we are beatable, and they were going to come out. And I was worried that they would be up by 10 points at the half. Earl pregame was saying, no, he liked Baylor. He called this. I thought Gonzaga was going to flex their muscle early, and they have not been in this position before.
Right.
But they did chip away a little bit. 10 points is not insurmountable. They're in the
Right.
locker room believing they can come back in the second half. But based on everything that we saw in those first 20 minutes, they looked like a far inferior team to Baylor. They're going to have to change a lot coming
Well,
out.
we know that everything is dictated by the guards and guard play, having one of the great point guards coming out of LA. Pooh, what is your assessment right now? Jalen Suggs, 7 points, 3 turnovers, I think 2 fouls. Talk to us about, you know, the guard play and what's that going to look like this series.
What Jalen needs to do is just, take a deep breath. Like, you know, of course he was a little antsy coming out with the first 2 fouls, but what Gonzaga really needs to do is really involve Timmy. Like Suggs and Timmy, they like, you have to get him a touch so he could maybe be more aggressive going out or passing out. Like, so for them to really be successful in this second half, they have to really involve Timmy, and that's what Suggs just got to do. Just calm down, man,
Absolutely.
and really be a quarterback like you are.
Yeah, I mean, Earl, you want to pick up on that because on the other side, right, there's got to be a game plan that's saying, no, Timmy, what is Baylor doing, you know, differently today than they did against a Houston team?
You know, I mean, me and Jay talked about this before the game, that Mitchell and Suggs, to me, I feel like that was the biggest matchup. And analytically, Mitchell's is way better. It's not even close.
Right.
It's not even close.
Well, don't they call him like lockdown or something like that? Like no show?
And he's locking people down. But Suggs, you think Suggs has hit the big shot Gonzaga has, and if he thought he was a better player, and it's showing right now. Suggs is playing sideline and horizontal. Coach Few has to create some different structure, a counter. I would like to see Suggs get into the post. Like that drop pass from Timmy, and then play old school NBA basketball and try to get to the free throw line and really chip away and get people in foul trouble. If you're on the perimeter playing with Mitchell, he's in all of that. You can't screen him, you can't get past him, and that's where the turnovers and the mistakes are coming.
You know, what Suggs has is he steps up in the big moments, though. Now, will they be within shot for him to have a big moment tonight? I don't know, but we saw it not just with the buzzer beater, but at the end of that game with the block, the defensive play, the incredible pass, the assist. When the game is on the line, there are players who rise to the occasion. He's one of them, but I agree with you that those other times he's getting outplayed right now.
Yeah, to me, it's Baylor can match up on the perimeter with Gonzaga. And so it's not easy. And so, you know, it does eliminate, you know, the easy opportunities when you go on vertical to get Timmy the ball down low. Now, to me, it seems like Gonzaga is going to have to figure that out, or else if they get if they keep getting caught playing one-on-one basketball, they can't get around these dudes, right? And so, Pooh, like, talk to me about what is it going to take for Jalen Suggs to get off in the second half?
Well, just to let y'all know I am a West Coast Conference player at
Yes.
the University of Portland, so I'm really
Shout out to the conference.
But with Suggs, man, he really, like I was saying, if y'all don't know, he was a quarterback, so he has to really be able to read these situations, man. Like, or if he got to play like Earl was saying, you bring in Cook and bring in another guard to be able to do some type of creation to hopefully involve Timmy or somebody else, but. They really have to just see what's going on and really attack. So hopefully Coach Few is really in there, like, because they've never been at this moment. Right. So everybody is shocked right now because they never really got hit like this. But as they now going into halftime and just really just adjusting, they got to really just make something happen.
Earl, give me what are you saying in the locker room on both sides of the equation?
Well, if I'm Baylor, I'm saying keep doing what we're doing. We had a chance to blow them out. We had to sustain that lead and stay focused. And when we get up 12-15, make the extra pass. We know that extra pass kills you when you're trying to get back into the game. And if I'm Gonzaga, I'm saying, hey, we got to hit more threes. So we got to hit, good to great passes. If Timmy's rolling, hit him on the dive. Maybe Timmy give a good shot for a great shot, the three-point shot. And then once again, if you're Baylor, you're saying we can't let them get their threes going. We're plus 18. The only way they get back into this game and win is if they beat us in the second half from beyond the arc.
What do you think, Jay?
Those are great adjustments that have to be made from an X's and O's perspective. I'm curious about what adjustments have to come from like deep within your soul. You've got 20 minutes left on the line, and are you going to dig deep? You've worked this whole year. You haven't lost a game. You made it this far. What are you going to take? You got to dive for that loose ball. You got to go all out, give 110% effort because they're not only getting outplayed, they're getting outworked right now. So that's what I'm wondering about.
I mean, it's no tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right, you got to go in that huddle as players and say, you know what? It ain't no tomorrow, so no matter how we wake up tomorrow, you know what I mean, how we wake up in the morning, we want to wake up feeling good about ourselves, right? We want to wake up feeling like, yo, I'm hurt, I can't move, I gave it all, this is it. You know what I mean? This is going to be the biggest 20 minutes of our lives. Whether we up 10 or we the team down 10, it's like, this is it.
They're hoping they're waking up with their burning eyes from that champagne in their eyes. That's what they're hoping they're waking up with.
Well, think about it. Us three, Jay, we play with a passion.
Yeah.
Like if we was in that huddle, the first time I would have been grabbing jerseys. Right. So who's the guy for Gonzaga? Is that Suggs' responsibility? Because I know me and you would have did it. Yeah. You would have did it. So who is it?
It's Suggs.
Yeah.
I think everybody is looking at Suggs like, come on, like he's supposed to be the highest draft pick, the leader of the squad. Suggs got him fouled. Suggs, I think they really off that last shot too. You feel me? Even though that was Saturday.
Speak on it,
dog. That was Saturday. So who knows how Saturday night and Sunday and now the game So Suggs need to be on everybody. I wonder who throwing some chairs and all that in the locker room right now. Like, come on.
But do you need to throw chairs? Because do you need to throw chairs? Because you were down damn near 20-some points. You got back to 10, right? You have not had a good game, Jalen Suggs, right? Do you sit back and say, look, man, like we all right?
Right.
That's what I would probably say. We would be like, yo, we are okay, right? We got a long time, and this is a short lead if we bust this lead down. You know what I mean?
To only be down 10 for the way that they played, they got to be feeling okay about the scoreboard actually given.
But they haven't been through this all season.
Right? No, exactly.
So it's not like we can't we've been through this. Hey, you can't say that. Yeah. You feel me? Because
you gotta
they have
chop
not
wood.
done it. Yeah.
But if they chop wood, you know what I mean? Like, yo, first 5 minutes we want to be down 6, right? College is about these runs, right? And they are, like we talking about an undefeated team, they are capable. You know what I mean? It's just that level that Pooh was talking about when you get the press release, you get all the ESPN highlights, it's the day after, everybody making you feel good, talking about you this and that. It's that complacency, you know what I mean, that you got to work through, right? When everybody ready to praise you, you know what I'm saying? You got to shake them off. You know what I'm saying? And they were shook when the game started because they didn't shake off that. They let Okay, we back now. We back, baby. It's like, no, homeboy. It's you got to get to grinding, and that's what they didn't do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you think about Suggs as a big playmaker. Gonzaga's going to have an opportunity to take away Baylor's air. Baylor still feels good too.
Yeah.
They're like them saying,
They've been
hey,
crushing.
we could beat them by 30.
Yeah.
Right.
Quit fucking around.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Let's make
Yeah, because they mad. Baylor is mad because they were up 20-something.
Yeah. So Suggs going to have to make a big play defensively, or they have to get 2 big stops and 2 big threes that can change the momentum of the game.
Right.
And that, to me, is the only way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's go ahead. You was
No,
gonna say
so
something.
like this second half, you just gotta look every 4 minutes. You know that media timeline is every 4 minutes, so you gotta play these 4-minute games. Now what Gonzaga just showed us in the last probably 8 minutes, they started. Well, the last 4 they really started showing that stretch. Like, so they are coming in like, come on, fellas, every 4 minutes, let's try to win. What's that, like 5 quarters? Like you gotta try to win it and just try to break it down to that last. But you know it's March Madness. You know, anything can happen now. Like it's all about run. So
Right. Is it, as a coach, is it easier to coach up 10 at halftime, right? Or is it harder to coach down 10?
I think every coach want to be up 10 at halftime.
But you were up 26, right?
Yeah.
So you were up at some point 20-some points, right? And now you up 10. Like, what does it feel like being a coach in that moment? Like, are you worried?
It's just everything you said. You come into the locker room. If we would have said before the game, at halftime, we would be up 10 and we're Baylor, we'd be like, we're taking that.
Yeah. Right.
We never would have thought we'd been up 26 ever in the game.
Right.
So you're saying, okay, we're taking that, and we're also playing an undefeated team that has pride.
Right.
So they're going to hit us back.
Right.
We withstood their blows. We still up 10. Now we break them. Because they're going to start playing desperate. Right? Baylor's going to play with a sense of urgency. It's 2 different energies. Right? So you can take advantage of easier baskets and make them make tougher shots and et cetera, right? Make the game going to flow to you. So every coach want to be up 10. You know, and then you got Mitchell get a bucket at any time in isolation. That's when you put your arm around the Baron Davis point, be like, hey, when you get a chance to end it, ISO, shoot the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
2 back-to-back threes and we're out.
right.
Yeah.
And see, me, if I was coaching like down 10, I'd be like, yo, bro, we good. We got them exactly where we want them. You know what I mean? Because to your point, that 4 minutes, like, dude, this first 4 minutes is going to be even more important than the beginning of the game.
Absolutely.
Because 2 threes, you up 16. Now you can now.
That's a big
talking.
game.
All right, now you got him. You know what I mean? Like, it's a wild dog and you tamed him.
Right.
You know what I mean? But if Gonzaga come back and hit
2
2 threes, now it's like it's winning a dog fight. You know what I mean? What are you looking forward to second half? I know you wanted to say something.
No, I was going to say, well, what do you guys think? Can Gonzaga come back and win this game? Is anyone going to pick them to do that from what we've seen?
Well, everybody picked them to win.
Yeah.
I mean, when
why
I said
not?
Baylor, everybody was talking about, Gonzaga, you mad they beat UCLA? Yes, I'm a hater, but I got West Coast love. But I just feel like Baylor guards is just, they wouldn't have let, they're not going to let Suggs get a breath of fresh air.
Right.
On both ends of the court.
Right.
Baylor guards are legit NBA guards.
Right.
Yes.
Like with rotation, not just making, they can rotate and play, and eventually, who knows, Mitchell might be a starter somewhere. Like, you just never know.
Sure.
Like, and they can shoot.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, you know, that's
They hoopers.
Man.
and they're bigs are like the Davis brothers from the Pacers.
Yes.
In the 90s.
We ain't even talking about that.
They're not doing the yoga stretches and the band work. They're like lifting,
They are
pumping weights. Like,
yeah.
they're dominating the paint.
That's right. Well, I don't know. I think, like you said, the first 4 minutes of this second half are going to be telling. Can Gonzaga cut into that lead, or is Baylor going to grow it? That's going to dictate the rest of the game, in my opinion, how the second half starts.
I agree. I'm excited. And we didn't give any credit to the Baylor big guys for shutting down Timmy.
We got a lot of point guards.
You know, we always talk about the guards. The guards win, but the big guys for me. And so, last moments, keys to the game. Start with you, Pooh.
Keys to the game for, I would say, Gonzaga, just continue to calm down and just try to execute every 4 minutes.
The first 4 minutes, so important. Gonzaga's only hit 1 3-pointer in the entire game. They got to start hitting some shots from deep.
Into what he said, Gonzaga's hit 1 3-pointer because Mitchell's containing Suggs, making him play horizontally. So I'm telling Mitchell, when you go in this game, you have chances to score, but your biggest opportunity is defensively. Keep him out the paint.
And I'm telling Baylor, keep the pressure on. Keep the pressure up. Take the twos, make the smart plays. We win, right? And so there it is. Our halftime show lit once again. NCAA Finals. We here, SLiC Studio, my boy, Eugene, the mastermind, the WCC player. What was you player of the year, dude?
I was first team.
You should have been player of the year. Who was player of the year that year?
Recount.
Adam Morrison.
Okay, runner up. He was playing in the tournament.
Yeah, all right.
My boy Jay-Zone.
I'll runner up as well, runner up.
The coach, the oracle, the mastermind, Earl Watson. And I'm your boy, your host, BD. Thank y'all. We'll see y'all after the game.
What's up? Welcome back. We are here live in the SLiC Lounge for the second half. We got the Zags getting dragged while Baylor is out there tailoring their suits up because they ready to go to the White House for the parade. So we're here. We're live. We got a special guest. Shout out to Legend in the building. Chase, what's up? Did you come through for the halftime too?
Yes, I did.
All right.
Man.
So y'all already seen my man's Chase. He here. He was sitting up here saying before we went to the before we actually let in with the cameras, man, Baylor got some NBA ready players.
Yeah, man.
What's up? How you feeling?
I think Baylor is just on a different level, a different time. If you look at their core three guys between Mitchell, Butler, and my guy number 31, they're on another level, man. I think defensively, that zone cannot stop them. We call it the wiggle, you know what I mean? Shout out Rashad Phillips. And Baylor just got too many guys with the wiggle, you feel me?
He just tweeted that too.
Yeah, man, you can get them on the ice.
Wow. So you a basketball head too,
we
huh?
do this, yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah, shout out to Rashad.
I love Butler. I feel like he's going to close the deal tonight. A lot of people don't know he came back to get this moment, so I'm excited for him.
Yeah. Super excited. I think that, honestly, I know we were talking a lot of back and forth because that's just what me and Pavi do on Hoops and Brews. Make sure you check us out, hbmedia.com. But we were talking about if this game was out of reach. And I said that in order for Gonzaga to win this game, I think they got to score between 82 to 84 points. He said he thinks they can do it, or Pavi said he thinks that they can hold Baylor to 70 in the second half.
No, I said Gonzaga has to get to 75.
I think they got to get to 80, 84. What do you think, Chase?
I think it's going to be tough to hold Baylor. I don't think Gonzaga defense is going to get it for them. I think it's going to be offensively. I think they're going to have to level up in that energy. If they can, I mean, right now the lead is within arm's reach. Yeah. If it get to 20 again, I don't think it's happening.
Okay, Suggs with a drive to the basket. He misses. But Baylor's back on that.
Yeah, I got a feeling. I just don't think Gonzaga got enough firepower. It's going to take Nembhard. It's going to take Kerspit. It's going to take Timmy. It's going to take all of them to come together.
Yeah.
Because Baylor individually, you know what I mean, within Butler, they just so much better. You feel me?
Woo. And they fast, too.
Yeah.
They're very fast. They're very fast. They got NBA speed.
Yeah, like Baylor guys look like they played during the summer against NBA guys. Where it looked like Jalen Suggs and them. It reminds me of when you watch the Bulls versus the Jazz. It was like how Karl Malone and John Stockton was doing everything.
About the current Bulls because we've been trashed
old days,
from Chicago.
We from Chicago, so that's like
when I'm looking at Suggs,
talking about current Bulls.
When I'm looking at Suggs and Timmy, it's looking like John Stockton and Malone trying to do everything for the rest of the squad. Where you can see how if Jordan ain't got his game going, you could give it to Pippen.
Yeah.
That's Butler and Mitchell, you feel me? It's like they feed off one another, and then you see in the defense at the rim, they challenging, contesting shots and shit. So like that just make it demoralizing for another team too when you can't get an easy bucket, and that's what Drew Timmy does best. He get easy buckets.
We were actually I was talking to Baron on Baron Davis on Clubhouse before we did the show. And I was asking him if he thought that Timmy was a real NBA prospect or if he was just like good in college. And he basically said anybody that can finish around the rim, especially using the glass well, can play good. Will be able to play in the NBA, especially if they got decent footwork. I agree with that on Timmy's front. But the thing that I don't like is that I'm seeing from this game that he can be neutralized. And if you can be neutralized in the NCAA, you're going to get on that NBA floor, a guy's going to be blowing past you. And
He's a second-round pick.
Yeah, but if he's just doing post-ups all day long, it's like, that's my only thing.
If
like,
he can get some
I respect
stretch
the
to his
post-up
game,
player, but
if he can get some stretch to his
he
game,
has
he
to.
might be Brad Miller.
He had
Brad Miller is strong, though.
He was. But you gotta remember, you're not banging like that in the league no more.
That's true.
You got your Kelly Oleniks and guys who that add stretch to their game.
Brad Miller would have been decent if he played in today's NBA. He actually would have been better than he would have been back then. Maybe he wouldn't have got punched by Shaq.
Yeah, he had to bang back then, you feel me? But you seen how when he got to that Rockets later on in his career, and he had Yao and he was able to play in and out of the paint. Or Drew Timme could possibly be a Boris Diaw, you know what I mean? If he got a little bit more wiggle to his game.
I'm not upset at that. I actually love Boris Diaw. Me and him, we got a podcast episode, Hoops and Brews podcast episode called Boris Diaw is a better passer than Hakeem Olajuwon.
Thank you. I low-key might be. He's not a better player, but Boris did run point guard. He did run point guard. Boris Diaw.
Thank you.
It's just tough saying anything better than Hakeem.
He can be a better passer.
Out of double teams, bro. No.
He don't need to.
He was doing that out of double teams,
Boris Diaw was Draymond before
Hakeem
Draymond.
literally anchored the offense.
He was. Boris Diaw was Draymond without the
anchored the
offense.
offense.
Have you seen that? Boris had offense.
Boris had offense too.
He had more offense than Draymond.
It was either him or Nash.
Anchored the offense.
No, Hakeem definitely did.
Anchored the offense.
He was second in line for the offense.
You finna
For the Suns?
And for the Bobcats.
Low key. It was
him and Jared
but it
Wallace.
was either him or Nash for the Suns.
But look at the results.
He's Boris Diaw.
Boris Diaw is a champion.
He's a champion.
Yeah, but he's Boris Diaw.
He was balling with the Spurs on that team that still played the best team basketball to this day I've ever seen in my life.
I think
that
Drew
finals
Timme
is the best team basketball I've ever seen in my life.
And that Suns team he was on was really, really good. They got cheated by the refs.
Drew Timme is gonna be. I'm sorry, call the man. Drew Timme is going to be Chris Mim with a little bit more touch around the rim.
Jesus, that's terrible.
I don't think he's going to be good though.
Chris Mim.
I don't think he's going to be good.
Was Chris Mim
though.
a Player of the Year candidate in college?
Probably.
I think so. I think so at Texas. Yeah, Texas. I think he was the Player of the Year candidate.
And like the worst,
I'm just saying.
And like the worst
I'm just saying.
And like
I'm
the worst
just saying.
draft
It's
possible.
smooth.
2000 draft, I think.
That's crazy.
It's
Worst draft
smooth.
possible.
I think he'll be a guy that we'll look back on and be like, wow, they had a great. I think this entire Gonzaga
I think most
team.
Gonzaga teams are like that, though. I think they don't have too many players. I remember Dan Dickow and
Oh my God.
a couple guys. You know what I mean? I think we remember
really a
Adam
Hoop
Morrison,
fan.
but
Darryl
Dan
Fargo
Dickow.
went there.
Yeah. You've had a couple guys that have went there. I think the one we remember the most is Ronny Turioff, who may have had the longest career. That's like
Shout out to
a
Ronny.
face
I
to the
saw
name.
Ronny one day in Culver City. I'm like, is that fucking Ronny Turioff?
Yeah. So Ronny
Big
Turioff.
I am impressed now that Gonzaga is getting prospects like Jalen Suggs.
Yes, me
I'm
too.
very impressed by
I think Mark Few is great. You know what I mean? He's been holding it down for a long time. I think he's starting to take that turn that Coach K took.
Good pass.
A couple
Timmy.
passes.
Good pass. Oh, good pass, Timmy.
I think those teams that normally was going after 4-year seniors and guys that was going to stay and anchor the team for a while, they starting to change up and be like, if we get 4-year guys, cool, but we need these 1-year guys. You feel me?
That's what we was talking about Duke and Coach K. That's what Duke did.
He made that turn.
Duke started getting whooped up on every damn tournament. And then when Kyrie did, he got Kyrie, and it was like, oh no, we need them.
Actually, let's talk to Chase about this. What do you think? I mean, you can intro at the top of what we talked about the NCAA players versus the G League players.
Oh, so I was started just thinking on Twitter, like, what do you think about that? G League,
I think it's a great.
NCAA?
I think it's a great dynamic. I think the NCAA basketball is going to be able to have more kids get an opportunity to get seen because the guys who are bona fide pros, they can just go get ready. Because a lot of times you got guys that you know for sure are ready to go hoop. They need to get their body right. They don't need to go get grades and all this different type of things that could get in the way of their game. And I want kids to be educated. I want them to be smart. But at the end of the day, if your skill allows you to be professional sooner than later, I think you have the right to pursue that. So I think with the way that Jonathan Kuminga, Jalen Green, Dashin Nix, all of these guys went to the G League, it created space for guys like David Duke Jr. You know what I mean? All these different guys who play college
Which
ball.
is one hell of a name
seen.
to have.
Crazy, because we know the other
I'm
guys.
just saying, if you know if you know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry, I didn't even mean to spread, but you know what I'm talking about. David Duke is one hell of a name to have.
I think it's great. I think the G League is gonna start being able to be more of like a shining space for talent. I think over the past few years, you really got some solid guys like coming out of like you literally had Kevin Porter Jr. and just in the G League, and he's playing pro ball like right away. You know,
which is ironic because Isn't Kevin Porter Jr. the one that got released by the Cavs?
Yes, by the Cavs. Yes.
Yeah.
He got traded for a second round pick.
Okay. I mean, it's basically released.
Basically
They wanted something.
Found a way.
But I think the only thing that I actually, now that he just brought up Kevin Porter Jr., when you mentioned the college experience about these athletes, that I actually do agree with is when you're in college, you learn how to be around other people and you learn how to deal with adverse situations, even if it's
Kevin did go to college. Though.
Yeah, USC 1 year.
No, I know,
Yep.
but he was a one and done, right?
One and done, yeah.
I'm talking about guys that are like that will have extensive college careers. I think he was actually getting in trouble before he went to college.
Yeah, he was. He got suspended.
But if he would have stayed a couple years, that system of college is going to humble him enough for him to whatever. But because of the fact that the NBA and the G League is what it is, you can bypass that, which in turn, you bypass a lot of that extra responsibility you have to have when guys have to stay 2-3 years in college. These ladies know when they sign up to go to college, it's a 4-year deal for the most part. So they know they have 4 years where they have to be on their best behavior. And usually by the time it happens, you don't really hear
there's a lot of maturity.
You don't hear too many WNBA players getting in trouble. You hear about it, but they don't really get in trouble as much as these young guys coming into the league. And I think part of that is the veterans, and part of it is the lack of just being around other people that are your age that might just be like a little bit more mature than you and being like, oh, well, I might have went and did something stupid tonight, but like, I see this bro, he be working like this, woo. That's the only drawback from the G League, because some star guys will go there and be like, I'm a star, I'm bred from the league anyway.
I think it's depending on who it is, because I think with the G League, that was my fear for Jalen Green. You know what I mean? I seen him come in and, you know, he's a great soul, pure-spirited kid, really, really works hard at his game, but he didn't go to Sierra Canyon, you know what I mean? Where like a lot of these kids got teams around them. Like each kid got a team around them, like Amari Bailey, Lil Bronny, Dwayne Wade's son, like they all have preparation around him. Yeah, and I felt like Jalen Green, if he went to college, he would have been able to get that. So I was like, I wonder how he's gonna play into the G League. The fact that he's gotta be on his own, you know what I mean? Because when you go to the G League, you're an adult now.
And they're on buses too.
Exactly. What helped them was that they were in a bubble.
Yes,
a bubble
definitely.
A bubble is definitely probably with the fact that you couldn't go out and do certain
things. Because I think they made it a team too. You know what I mean? At first I thought it was just gonna be Jalen Green and a couple more guys like Isaiah Todd and just that. But since they made it,
who's the coach of the Ignite? Because he was on
I don't know.
Ignite, right?
I just know they had Jerry Jack, which I think is great.
It was somebody young.
It was somebody that's a young
player.
NBA.
Yeah, it was a former player.
Wasn't it Stackhouse? Was Stackhouse the coach?
No, he's at Vandy.
Can someone look up who the G League coach is for the Ignite, if you can, for us? But yeah, so I think that helps too. And also I think the bus thing actually might help them a little bit too, because you used to, at least when you get to the league, we on Lears, we gambling on the plane, you on a regular ass tour bus, basically, I mean, but these guys are young, like the vet experience in the NBA. We've talked to Barron about this. He's like, the vet experience is not the same. These guys are young. They making TikToks and shit. They not trying to.
And a lot of them come into the game with
Brian Shaw.
A lot of them come in the game with notoriety. They come in the game with notoriety that guys don't come in before. You gotta remember, like, guys are bigger in high school than they are before they get to college.
Facts.
You feel me? So you could fuck around, go to college, and fuck your swag up. You feel me? Like, you gotta really think about that shit these days. You kind of better off being able to do like think about Jonathan Kuminga and Jalen Green. Like those dudes, Jalen Green was a mega star. Like he's legitimately LaMelo Ball type big. Between Ball is Life and Overtime. Like people know him from the time. Then you look at what Mikey's doing, and then you see the decision that Thon Maker just tried to make with, or not, it might not be Thon Maker, but Maker. You feel me? Making the decision he made.
Don Maker has a brother named
Maker. Who he made the HBCU decision. You feel me?
I almost got up and walked off this set. This man's name is Maker. Can you make me a drink, G? I'm sorry. I had to. I'm sorry, Maker. I'm sorry, bro.
But I think a lot of guys now are making a decision based on the investment that they put in their careers before they get to college. Because when you get to college, you become a part of that storyline. Like when you go play for Jim Boeheim or Michigan State, now you're a part of that storyline.
So do you think it's valuable for guys to to spend the time in college? Like a Suggs. Like
if you're not good at branding, yes. I think marketing college basketball for Butler, Mitchell could not brand himself the way that he just branded himself with this type of basketball.
Okay.
He don't have the typical height. He don't got the typical stature. But from watching him play, he's getting marketed.
You need to be on TV talking basketball every day,
I'm
bro.
with you, bro.
I'm dead ass.
I'm ready.
You need to be on TV talking. You got to come on our show, Hoops and Brews.
I'm with it, bro. I'm with it.
We mainly talk NBA, but we got to come on,
But I
bro.
just think college, like, if you think about March Madness, that's some of the biggest marketing you could ever have. Like, I got a friend by the name of R.J. Hunter. He known for hitting that shot. It show every year. Yeah, his dad, when his dad fell out the chair. So if you make a name during March Madness, that could really, really set you apart and make a name for yourself in your career. So
I mean, look,
some people on Twitter arguing about it too.
Steph, like one of the first times that he got introduced to the white, I knew who Steph was because I played College Hoops 2K8, and I remember he was being this random guy like rated 88, and like Davis was like, who the hell was bro? So I used to do my research. Oh, Steph Curry, and I would tune in and watch some of the mid-major games. But I'm like a 15-year-old kid. I have time to do that. March Madness is the stage. You get out there and you score 40 on Georgetown. People want to know who you are now.
You on,
like
man.
Steph probably doesn't even leave that year.
He does.
No, he doesn't leave. He even said himself he was not thinking about leaving until the tournament. The tournament, you go out and do that, you can't come back now. I have become Steph Curry at this point.
I'm not upset at that. I still think that even if he would have went out in a tournament and not done necessarily what he did when he was at Davidson, I still feel like if he had a couple of games, teams would have been like, I'm looking at that guy.
Yeah,
and to me, I don't think.
Are you
but
seven?
huh?
Are you? Yeah. But are you seven?
Yeah. But I think when you're Dell Curry's son, you're gonna make the league by way of people hearing about you. And I think for him, he still would have been able to make the league had he actually gone out there and just did whatever. I know he probably wanted to stay, but he probably wanted to stay because Steph was he was your regular average American kid. 2-parent household, no real like crazy adversity growing up, enough money, known his wife since he was 19. No, I'm just saying. He's known his wife since he was 19. The pressure to leave is not that high versus a guy that's coming from a place where he's broke. And he go out there and he don't have that. He just going whatever. Like, yeah, you can do that because your daddy Dell Curry. But if your dad wasn't Dell Curry, you still going to probably try to make some moves on it.
I'm just saying that March Madness was
yeah, it was. It helped him. It helped him. I still believe he would have been a pro. I still believe him and Steph would have been pros, though.
Deke Giroux from Houston.
I've never heard that name.
So he was on the Houston Cougars, and he was a guy. He was the best defender, defensive player of the year, sixth man of the year for them. He upped his stock by playing in March Madness this year. Him and Quentin Grimes, for sure.
I'm actually going to remember that. You said Deke Giroux?
Deke Giroux, that's what they call him. But he
like
was
Al
able to,
Giroux, or is that his real
like
name?
Giroux, like Al Giroux. His name is Deke Giroux. But he was able to be seen on a major scale, you know what I mean, guarding other guys that are first-round prospects, you feel me, where a lot of times they like to criticize you for the conference you in. They may be saying, oh, you're not going up against no guards that are league-worthy and whatnot. So to be able to show that and display that, you feel me, I think it's the same thing with Butler. You know what I mean? Butler was going to go first round last year, you feel me? But I don't know what happened. I think it might have been like a little injury or something that he pulled out of the draft. But clear to see, like, he's bona fide number one point guard.
Yeah. And Gonzaga is still down by 14, 67-53 with
now
12 minutes left.
Cooked.
I told you they were cooked. I told you that they had to keep Baylor from getting to 80. Baylor's going to get to 84.
Okay, good block.
Nice block.
Okay,
Ooh.
hustle. It's
Layup.
too much, though. They wanted more.
I will say a couple of these white boys got some springs on Gonzaga. It actually shot.
Oh yeah.
24
Kispert.
Kispert go hoop.
okay.
By the way, I had a joke for that earlier, but I'm not gonna say that joke. Shout out to the audio man back there. Oh, you're an expert at kissing. But anyways, we're expert at basketball. Chase, you gonna be back with us for the for the second part of this half?
Yeah, man, I'm posted.
All right, so shout out to the homie Chase. As you can see, infinite wealth of basketball, college knowledge. We're about to get out of here. And we'll be right back in a couple minutes to continue to have. It's your boy TPJ, Pavi, Hoops and Brews, Chase. We're here live in SLiC Studios talking NCAA basketball. YouTube.com/SLiC. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. Drop the like right now. And we appreciate you guys. We'll be back in a couple minutes after the break. We back. We're here, NCAA Watch Party live from SLiC Studios. It's Hoops and Brews. Your boy TPJ, co-star rapper extraordinaire, Pavi, go ahead, talk to the people. How you feeling, man? I know you had a point you wanted to continue about Jalen Suggs.
Currently feeling better than Gonzaga.
Who's struggling right now? Jalen Suggs
Don't put
is
that all on Gonzaga is struggling.
No, stop.
The team Gonzaga is struggling.
I did not say that the Zags weren't struggling.
The team is struggling.
Jalen
I know you said Jalen Suggs is struggling.
struggling.
I'm saying the team is struggling. The whole state of Washington Spokane, Washington is struggling right now. I think they're in Spokane.
They're in Spokane?
I think they're in Spokane.
I'm not going to lie, I have no idea where the Zags are.
Spokane, Washington is struggling right now.
Anybody in the back can tell us where
it's Spokane.
Spokane.
I'm pretty sure it's Spokane.
Yeah,
I could be
Zags
wrong,
is sick.
but I'm pretty sure it's Spokane. But back to Jalen Suggs. He's 6'4", 205, and this game ain't showing me too much of anything. But the last game, which is obviously a high pressure, which is we said it. But as far as just college basketball play, I feel like that was one of the more NBA style games I've seen from college basketball in a very long time. But it showed me two things. One, he played on ball and off ball. Yeah. It's not like he was just pounding the ball into the floor the whole game. These days, you don't really see too many guards, doing the LeBron, Chris Paul thing where it's like they just dribble the ball and all the offense gets pretty much initiated for them. And even Chris Paul and LeBron don't do it all the time. Mm-hmm. Like even Bron and dump it to Schroeder or, Chris Paul and give it to Devin Booker. Last year, Chris Paul played in basically a 3-guard system. That was kind of equal opportunity. Obviously, he was the elder statesman, so he had jurisdiction, but it was sort of a 3-guard thing. So to me, it shows he can play on ball or off ball. He can play either guard spot. Also, it seems to me he can guard either guard spot. He was the best defender on, I cannot pronounce his name, but the guy from UCLA who basically been a star throughout the tournament, Gazane. The guy with the hair. I can't. Yeah, I can't pronounce his name. Sorry. No offense to you, but you was balling, my guy. Yeah. Leave now. Go to the NBA.
Leave
do not
now.
Come back.
Go to the NBA.
Do not come back.
I'm not gonna
go
lie.
to the NBA.
This has nothing to do with our culture as black people. But cut that shit off, man. Ask Elfrid Payton. Your depth perception, the way you shoot, all of it.
Alfred was in his eyes. His hair is in his.
Yeah, but
his hair is in his eyes.
As it goes longer, where else is gonna go?
I mean, depending on what kind of hair he got.
Get rid of it, bro.
Regardless, though.
Get rid of it. Go to the league and get your shot off properly because you're gonna end up like Elfrid Payton, and I have no idea which came. I'm dead ass.
Regardless,
don't be Elfrid Payton. Cut that shit off.
Regardless, though, Jalen Suggs.
I forgot language.
Regardless, Jalen Suggs, though, I like. I personally should be a top 3 to 5 pick. I think I wouldn't pick him number 1, but maybe anywhere between 2 to 5, I would pick him depending on what my team needed. Like if I was a Detroit. Yeah, I would take them.
Yeah, producers, I have a question back there. Can we take a question from Clubhouse if they want to ask us a question? All right, let's see what they're talking about. I've been on Clubhouse this entire show, and they just been arguing. Hey, everybody, how y'all doing out there? We are live right now on youtube.com/SLiC. Who wants to ask us a question live on air about this current debacle that we're seeing?
Wait, who said they were going to lose by 15? Who said that?
I did. I said that the Gonzaga was going to lose by 12. Actually.
I've been telling people Mitchell is That's not Suggs' fault though.
It's not his fault, but Suggs is not looking good right now. 0-2. They look sloppy. This entire game is sloppy.
Listen, they got a whole halftime to calm themselves down. To be
like I said,
I think it's gonna be too late by then, Ashley.
Like I said, you have to make sure. That was a great take. Like I said, you have to make sure you can keep it to within 10. Like they're at 15 right now. Like they're at 15 right now with 4 minutes left again. Make sure it's between 8 and 10 in halftime. Then you basically survived at that point. Like you were in danger of being a complete blowout. Well, you're still in danger of it. But again,
Baylor can get this lead to 21 or 22 before halftime, this game is over.
Yeah, but they got to get it there. Yeah, but they got to get it there.
It's not really that far out of reach.
It's not that far away. It's not that far away, but I think is somebody going to the line right now?
In the NBA, you always have the chance and the opportunity to be able to leverage whatever you're doing or whatever you did wrong in the first half to make up for it in the second half. I think in women's college basketball, the adjustments matter a little bit more than they do in the NCAA because game to game, the adjustments are more so centered to also people's athleticism versus the ladies aren't as athletic as the men. So a lot of theirs is more so execution, good fundamentals, and pure basketball play. Yeah. If they get down by more than 20 before the half, I don't know how they're going to come back because even if you just go zone against Baylor or you start running some weird zone or some weird kind of man zone,
they're not going to get down more than 20.
Whatever you want to try to run, I think ultimately it might be a little bit too late by then. I really believe that Gonzaga had to push the momentum forward coming in to start. When you get down against a team that is also a number one team in their conference, and they're also a team that has been running through everybody. Also, did you know that Baylor, I believe, in the tournament, or at least this season in college basketball, has the highest rated offense other than Gonzaga?
You can tell.
So these are two teams where if you want to score points, as we can see, Baylor's almost at 40, which we've watched some college games where it's been like 30 going into halftime. They're almost at 40 points right now with 3 minutes and 50 plus seconds of game action left. I'm not feeling it. And maybe, Gonzaga just got to open, run out.
It's
dunk.
12 now.
It's 12 now, but that doesn't mean anything.
I think they'll be fine.
It was 12 when we just took the last break.
I think
was
they'll
it not?
be fine.
Was
I think
it not?
they'll be fine.
I'm asking you a question.
I actually don't know, but I think
It
they'll
was
be
12.
fine. I really don't know.
No, remember it was 16-4.
Okay.
And
Yes.
I told you that they can't let it get pushed to 20. They're still down by 12.
I think it'll be
6
fine.
possessions. This
Like
is
I
not
said-
a league where they make threes and come back in games. So,
Like I said, do not keep it to around 8 to 10 to 12, preferably 10. Just cut it to 10 by halftime. You come out at halftime. I don't know who gets the ball. Hopefully it's Gonzaga. You come out, you hit one shot. Now it's in single digits. Just keep it to 10. I agree with you. If it falls down to 20, dude, college you don't really play fast enough in college.
Not at all.
Usually somebody has to literally choke in the second half.
is
Like
it time to
actually,
update those rules?
huh?
Is it time to update the college rules again? Like we went from 35
The thing about
to
college,
30.
the thing about
Time to
college
go
is
to a 28-second shot clock. Or
not even that. You have
26 or-
one widen the court. I think the court is too small. I think college. The reason why women's college basketball, or even women's rules are updated. Like I think the shot clock isn't. I think the shot clock is still the same, but they play in quarters, which I mean makes it feel faster. But also the court is more fit for them. Like you got guys out here 6'11" with 7'4" wingspans on a court that's smaller. Widen the court, bro. That's why it's that's also why there's a difference between a good college player and a good NBA player. A guy like Russell Westbrook, right? He was good in college, but obviously him going to the league, he's better in the league because there's more space. There's more space. So even when you look at it like college athletes, sometimes you have to ask yourself, can you do this in the league? Or you have to ask yourself, is it just not enough space for him?
Yeah.
Like even when I watch Anthony Edwards a lot of times last year, I'm like, yeah, there's not enough space for you on the court. If they push you out there and you go out there with Cat and everybody spread out and you got to just one-on-one ISO somebody, yeah, you'll probably get by them. But in college, they done zoned up the whole team looking at you. Half the team can't shoot because half the team finna be working in an office in 4 months. What you want the man to do? One thing I do want to ask you about, because I seen a conversation on...
You said they better be working in the
They're working in the office. Half the team not going to the league. Some of them not even going overseas. They're going to be in the office. Nothing wrong with that. Offices pay great money. You can get 6-figure job. But a lot of them ain't going to no league. They not. But what I do want to ask you about, I've seen a lot of talk about it. Jalen Green and Jonathan Kuminga, I pray to God I said his name right. They decided to forego college and went to the G League. I know a lot of people after Jalen Suggs hit his shot were like, I wonder if those guys regret doing that. What do you think about athletes deciding to skip college and go to the G League? What do you think about that?
It's kind of two-pronged. Are you asking me as a black man, or are you asking me as a fan of basketball?
Both.
But I'm both.
I'm asking you as both.
As a black man, fuck the NCAA. Excuse my language, but go earn your money when you can, and you get the opportunity, be it overseas or whatever it is, because you can be being an unproven commodity when you're an amateur is only fun once you made it and you can talk about it. Like it was fun for me to be on the up and come up and shooting all these music videos for rappers in Chicago for $500 and be like, oh, I did that. And then once I actually got into the big dog realm where I was doing it all the time, it's like, yeah, being an amateur is not fun. Not having enough crew, not having whatever you need at an amateur level is not fun to me. And people say, oh, well, they'll play NBA style basketball. Well, not every college team plays an NBA style.
No, they will not play NBA style basketball.
Yeah, but that's what the fans want to argue. Well, they're getting experience from coaches who drafted who. It's like, yeah, I love Coach K. But Coach K ain't the reason why Kyrie Irving is a great basketball player. Is he? Was he the reason why Grant Hill was as good? No. Those guys can help to...
I'm not going to say that. I think he had a great impact on Grant Hill's career.
Those guys can help to exponentially increase those guys' output as amateurs. When you get to the league and you have to be responsible for yourself, you got to manage your own training. You can't be on IG Live with the strippers smoking blunts. You got to chill the hell out and do what you're supposed to do. And I think a lot of guys, as we can see, you saw Josh Jackson got released today. Josh Jackson, the guy, top 5 pick.
He got released today?
Yeah, he got released.
No, Justin Jackson got released, not
Justin Jackson.
Justin
Not
Jackson.
Josh.
He was a lottery pick, though.
Still, lottery pick.
Lottery pick, though.
Can't stay on the team. He went to Carolina, didn't he? Justin
For 2
Jackson?
years, I think, for 2 years.
He went to Carolina for 2 years. So what did that do him? Versus if he would have been in the G League, even guys like Alex Caruso, G League product, champion now.
Yeah, he went to college, I think, all 4 years.
Yeah, but still, G League product, champion. Straight out of college, if there was no G League, he wouldn't have made the league. You have to go through the G League, work your way up, progress, learn how to play NBA-style basketball. These guys aren't learning how to play NBA-style basketball. They're making a bunch of old, white, rich dudes billionaires. And it's cool. For some of these guys who are unheard of, it's a look. Also, some of these guys come from these towns where they play in. The best thing they might ever do is hit a shot versus Baylor or whatever, and people be like, you're that guy that let me buy you a drink. So for them, it's cool. But if I'm trying to, and I'm a proven commodity like the Suggs or any of these guys that have spent their lives on these AAU circuits being touted as the guy, send me to the league. Like LaMelo Ball and like LeVar Ball said, what is my son going to school to go to class when really he just want to play basketball for the rest of his life? You don't need it. It's good for guys who are not good enough to make the league. And other than that, you don't need it. Those guys are still going to be stars.
I think it depends on the person. And this year was a weird year because obviously I'm not going to discount the college experience. I didn't have a normal college
I had
experience.
one. I'm gonna tell you,
you didn't know because like you didn't like go to like Illinois and go to homecoming and go to these things.
I wouldn't be where I was today if I did it.
Okay, fine. I'm not gonna discount the college experience. Some of these guys may want to have that. Also, the money thing is what it is, but we've had these conversations before. Let's be serious. Let's be.
Shout out to Ricky G.
Let's be all the way serious. If you the best college player, or the best high school player in the nation, most likely you not going nowhere completely for free. Be all the way real. Be all the way serious. Usually, but this year was a weird year, and I don't think those guys are gonna regret doing what they did because this year, honestly. You couldn't get out on campus. You had to stay in your room. The tournament, I don't even think it's even like fans out there. But not.
They're in Texas.
Yeah, but it's not a packed house like it usually would be.
I just want to cut to my camera for me, please. Texas. I don't know what the hell y'all doing, but I saw that Rangers game today with 50,000 people there. Do you not know COVID exists? But we can move on. But I'm just saying, what the hell, G? Why is it 50,000 people in the goddamn arena?
But again,
well, stadium, whatever it is, why, G? It's like 6 people in here, and we all worried.
6 people in here.
It's 6 people in the room with fans, and we all worried. Why, G? So you can see a trash Texas Rangers player hit a baseball? Come on, man.
Yes, bro. Texas does not care. Texas is a different
Texas
place.
is definitely
the
a
South in general
state.
Is a different place on earth.
It is 100%.
But I just want to say again, to me it depends on the person, and you do what's best for you. Like if you somebody who maybe everybody can't afford. Some people can afford to pass up the whatever money. Some of the people can't. I think it just depends on you and what you want to do, and also what you aspire to do. Again, like I said, I'm not going to discount the college experience. It's fun. It's fun.
I had fun in college, but I would have much rather have fun making money like I am now, and you could have kept all that shit.
I went to many homecomings. They're fun.
They are. You could have did that without going to college. I know plenty of people that did.
You could have.
On the regular.
You could have, but...
We've been to barn parties before, and we did not attend that school.
We did not attend that school.
We did not attend that school.
We also drove back 4 hours after that. That was reckless.
Well, that was back before we was drinking.
That was...
That was
okay.
That was before we was really drinking. Like we might have had a beer or something there. Like I'm talking about hoops and brews drinking.
Okay.
That was before we got known for what we do today.
But Baylor is up 47-32. I think Jalen Suggs.
It's a wrap, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Was that a block? Was that
that's
a charge?
Block. No, it's just a block.
Is that a charge?
But
okay, it's a block.
I will say this. This game to me for Jalen Suggs draft stock, it's not gonna hurt it, but I don't think that it helps him get any higher. Like, if he comes out, let's say he comes out second half and has a killer second half, put up like 15, 16 in the second half, cool, it makes it rise. But if, like, you win the game after that and you come back with 6 points on like 3 of 15 shooting, not that fire, bro.
He's going top 5, bro.
We'll see.
He's
we'll
most
see.
likely going top 5.
We'll see. We'll see.
Like
I honestly have no idea who's going where this
85%
year.
sure he's going top 5.
We'll see.
85%. I've seen people have much worse tournament performances. Didn't do what he did. Have much worse tournament performances and still win 1 or 2.
Though?
Huh?
Actually, where's BD at?
I remember when Jabari Parker lost and they lose to like Lehigh? Or was it Mercer?
What team was Jabari on?
Duke. They lost to Mercer. Still win number 2.
What I just said about Duke?
What about Duke?
I said Coach K ain't going out there making guys exponentially better. He's not, G. If you trash or you a borderline player, yes, go to college. If you a star, no, go to the G League. Make your money. Get on TV. Let people see you dunking on Twitch, and you'll be in the big league next year.
It's also not on TV the way this is on TV.
What is it?
G League. It's not on TV the way it's on TV yet. It will be, but not yet.
Do you really care about that?
What?
You told me you watched 4 college games. You shouldn't have been talking about the G League
I did.
on TV.
I did. I don't care about college basketball at this point.
I don't either, but we still here talking college basketball.
Yeah,
that's my whole point.
Yeah, like this
you don't need the NCAA, man. Unless you are not that great. Which, if you're not that great, go get your education. It matters.
By the way, it's 12 and they have the ball.
I've met plenty of athletes that were great in college where I would
and
go
it is
like
definitely
to Enterprise.
Gonna be 10. They salvaged it.
All right, okay, it's 10.
Told you, 10. Salvage it. Get it to 10. Salvageable.
10 points. Baylor's currently up right now, 47-37 headed into the half. Gonzaga is up against some insurmountable, or at least I believe it will be insurmountable odds. I picked the Zags to lose by 12. I'm staying with it. They're losing by 12.
10 is not insurmountable.
It is. Watch. Remember 10
is not insurmountable.
That means that I think in order for Gonzaga to win this game, they got to score 84. They getting 84 to you?
I don't think they had to get to 84.
Yes, they do.
I think they get 70.
47 points in the second half for the Zags, or it's a wrap. Remember I said that.
I think they get 70.
70? That means you have to hold them to 23.
It can happen. It's college. It can happen.
Not happening. Not happening.
70,
but anyways, fans, we're about to take a break. We have some basketball superstars coming up for you guys. We got Baron Davis. We got Earl Watson, UCLA legends. They'll be here as well with Pooh Jeter to talk halftime of what's going on in the game. Please make sure if you're watching us, drop a like as well as subscribe. YouTube.com/SLiC. And as I mentioned before, you can feel free to subscribe to our channel if you want to. YouTube.com/HNB Media or HNBmedia.com. We are there. Highlights every single night. We will get up with you guys quickly after this halftime break. And be tuned in because we got players coming up for y'all. So it's going to be amazing. Let's get it. That's how easy this game has been for Baylor. A layup, a nice little finger roll. We're here. We're live, SLiC Studios. It looks like Baylor is going to become the national champion. Gonzaga's down right now, 75-59, with 7 seconds. I'm sorry. 7 minutes left and 10 seconds. So far, Baylor has made an amazing 10 of 23s tonight. Meanwhile, the Zags struggle from deep range, which is clearly what's been the difference in this game. Kispert just hit a shot. He just hit a three-pointer, which actually gives him his career in the NCAA tournament. He's hit 28 three-pointers, which is a record, a school record. But unfortunately, it's 6 minutes left. I'm not 100% sure if the Zags are going to be able to make the comeback. In the first half, if you remember, I told Pavi that I believe that Baylor will win this game by at least 12. And I told him that I think that in order for Gonzaga to win this game, they would have to score around 84 points. Unfortunately, they're probably not going to hit 80. But Baylor definitely is, which means they're going to lose. Chase, how you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, it's looking tough for Gonzaga right now because it looks like Baylor hasn't hit a shot in 4 minutes, and they still can't bring a chunk in the lead. So
free throws as well, because it hasn't been two times where Baylor's gotten fouled and they've shot free throws instead of making a shot.
Yeah, I'm only seeing I'm not seeing a Yayi and Nembhard do, you know what I mean, what they supposed to do. So, you know what I mean, I think Jalen Suggs, Timmy, and Kispert, you know, they doing what they usually do all season long, but it's take more than 3 guys to beat Baylor, man. You're going to have a team effort.
And even Timmy, I like I said, he actually had a decent first half. But as we were talking kind of when we took our little break, just kind of about the offense. I mean, I feel like they're running I believe it's some kind of zone they're running. But whoever's playing center field right now for Baylor, when they do go into that zone, has been playing amazing because it's really, as you mentioned, Chase, it's been hard for them to get the ball in the post.
It's over. When you're doing that in the game, it's over. Did y'all just see that? He just jumped in the air and traveled and dribbled it. It's over.
I mean,
Pittsburgh is not an expert.
Bro. It's over, bro.
Honestly, I think going back to what you just said, like it's like they playing some NBA players.
Yeah, bro.
Like you playing college players against NBA players. Like even the speed on the court is just
that's what that just was. Like
he closed out fast.
That's 30 games of regular speed closeouts and NBA closeouts.
Like it's just the speed is just different, bro.
Well, the game is now within 13.
Like they switching and getting back and getting to the people.
Now look, I'm gonna say this. One thing about the basketball gods is they always make March Madness interesting.
They do.
Yeah.
They always do. As much as
I will say this: if the game gets to within 4, Gonzaga's gonna win.
I mean, if it gets to within 4, like
the basketball guys always make it interesting, and they just got to tech with it too.
If it would have went to within 4, so much would have.
And they're gonna get possession back, so this could be crucial right here. This could be a 5-point swing.
Yeah, actually, if they make a 3, 6 points, which would be insane. Oh, he missed it. Come on, you gotta. That's the other thing about even in the NBA. Me and you talk about this all the time. Guys got to make their free throws. Everybody's like, "What's the biggest difference with Lonzo? What's so different about Lonzo?" He started making fucking free throws.
Yeah, and he started getting to the line.
He didn't want to get to the line before because he wasn't making enough free throws.
He was very passive.
When you shoot it 50% from the free throw line,
or if he got to the lane, it was always on some kick out. It was very. You could telegraph it after a while.
I think he improved his free throw. His free throw was shooting like 22 or 23%. So he went from, I think it was 53 or 52% to mid 70s. Automatically, you're going to want to drive more, shoot more because you're not scared of the free throw line. I think he's finally figured out his jump, kind of his jump shot and his jump form, which is really what has allowed him to accelerate and become a better player.
He been good too because he got that hitch out his jumper, where we used to be having to move it over.
Yeah, now it's straight up.
So now it's quicker release. He can get it. He don't got to overthink where his position is.
Floater in the lane for Baylor. Baylor has 79 score, 79-63. 5 minutes and 24
That's not gonna cut it, bro.
Yeah.
That was a freshman shot.
Was that Suggs?
That was.
Okay. Suggs, man. That's the only. Who's hurt for Gonzaga? Number 11. Okay. Yeah, he hurt. That's unfortunate. Now that is one thing that I don't like to see in any tournament game. What happened? He just hyperextended his leg a little bit.
That was a little toe injury, man. He better get up, man.
It's a inversion sprain.
And a little ankle.
It's an inversion sprain. Okay. It's on fire. He'll be all right.
Man, when this could be your last game,
tie your shoe up. Tie it up. Walk to the side.
That's an inversion sprain. He not.
Yeah, that man can't even stand up.
Yeah, bro. He not. Yeah.
Yeah, but let's say 18 points today?
Yeah. Oh, that was his average.
Okay. Still, huge game all around. I'm not gonna lie. I thought Baylor was gonna win this game by a lot, but I didn't think that it would be this bad.
It's a disappointing national championship game, especially after
that
UCLA Gonzaga game.
Yeah,
What did you think about that? I know people was crying.
Great game.
Great game.
Yes, definitely. I love the game because from what I saw, more in the UCLA players with Johnny Juzang and how he stepped up. I loved it. I feel like that game took a lot of Gonzaga because I felt like it was their toughest game this year where they hadn't really been through that adversity, I guess. You know what I mean? And who expected UCLA to get that far anyway? So that's why I was rooting for them, you feel me? But I love seeing Johnny step up the way he did. He got his name up. And I think UCLA, with what they did, they put themselves back in a good space for the future of their basketball program because it was kind of looking weird. They, that was a very, very historic school.
Travel? Yeah. What was that? What did they call? Okay.
But they had a lot of weird stuff happening with them, with like them losing like they sponsor and all kind of stuff. So I think UCLA kind of like fell out of like the conversation of like, oh, that's where I want to go to hoop. Yeah. But I think they'll be back.
And there's so many great prospects that come out of LA that
Another turnover. Oh no.
I don't even know where the ball was being thrown.
But so far tonight, Teague and Suggs have actually combined for 39 points tonight for Baylor, which is absolutely incredible.
That was a terrible pass.
Absolutely incredible.
Who was you
Absolutely. 39 points of the team's 80. No 3 rebound Baylor Looks like this one is probably gonna go the way I said it was. I never ever bet money.
I don't know. Look,
I wish I would have bet money this year.
let me ask y'all this: does this affect Jalen Suggs' draft stock?
I was saying that before. He said no. I said it kind of to me.
Okay, so if it doesn't affect his draft stock, where is he at in the PG list? Is he in front of Butler? Is he in front of Cade? Is he behind Cade? Is he behind Butler?
Do you consider Cade a PG?
Cade is a PG for sure.
He's not in front of Cade. No, I think Cade is the number 1 pick in the draft. I think Cade's probably.
So I mean, he gonna go 6.
Now you think Cade and Suggs better than Butler? Because I think a lot of people forgetting about Butler.
Now look, I have to do more research on Butler. I cannot.
I do think Suggs has hurt his draft.
But I do think Suggs is going top 5 regardless.
Okay.
I think he's going top 5. I have seen people.
He'll be the number 7 pick.
I have seen people perform worse in the tournament and get picked 1 or 2. Like I mentioned,
he'll be number 7. Remember I said this.
I remember when Duke lost to Mercer and Jabari still went 2.
That's a fact.
Yeah, but Jabari is different though.
How is it different?
Because who are they comparing Suggs to? They was saying Jabari gonna be the new Melo.
I don't know who Jalen Suggs is compared to.
Exactly, but they were saying Jabari is gonna be the new Melo. Do you all remember that?
I think I was on NBA draft and then somebody said Jason Kidd. Now, granted, these comparisons.
No.
Now.
I don't see that though.
Now.
He shoots way better already off the top.
For sure. He's not a floor general like Jason Kidd.
I said on offense, I see his motor as like a Jamal Crawford. I don't know who I can peg him as somebody that has come before him because I feel like he's gonna wind up playing a 2 when he gets to the league.
I think he's a combo guard.
Yeah, I like him. He give me athlete. You know how like in football, a nigga play 3 spots, and in college, he give me athlete. So I don't know what he's gonna play. He could be Bradley Beal. You know what I mean? Because Bradley Beal, he play 1, 2. You know, he do a little bit of both. So I just think it's gonna depend on who he goes with. Because Donovan Mitchell in college, I would have never expected he's playing the 1. How he's playing right now for the Jazz. Yeah. Because he played on Louisville with other guys who I thought was like,
I'm not gonna
I ain't gonna say better than him, but I just say more of like position, like quote unquote in their position. Yeah. I didn't know Donovan Mitchell was gonna be an all-star point guard in the NBA. I did not know that.
Is he playing a 2?
He kind of like one. He kind of like both. Yeah, he kind of like both. You feel me? But I don't know if Jalen Suggs is. Okay, I would love to see him be Damian Lillard.
That's actually not a bad comp.
Yes, like the ball in his hands a lot. Leader of a team.
Yeah, he can
like
shoot.
morally a leader of a team like Damian Lillard is. Like offensively, I don't know Damian Lillard for being defensively a liability or like an all-star.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
Dame, though?
6'4", 6'3"
maybe.
Dame like
6'2".
I've seen Dame.
And what is Suggs? 6'4", 6'5"?
Allegedly 6'4".
But he's 6'4", 205. Dame is like 6'2", 185, 190. So I think he honestly, his body type reminds me of Avery Bradley, but his game is completely different.
Yes. That's the thing that's interesting about him because he has the physique of a 2 guard, but it's kind of like, what do you play? Because when I think of 2 guards in the NBA that are dynamic, I'm thinking of Devin Booker, Bradley Beal. Yeah. I don't know if he got that athleticism them. No, I don't know if he got that wiggle like them yet.
Yeah. I just think that again, like the game against UCLA, I think he can defend 2 positions. Okay. I think he should be just a combo guard. Like, you don't give him the ball 90% of the time to pound the ball on the floor. You put another guard with him, and you run a 2-guard system and let them do what they do. I like him though. I think he's a bona fide top 5 pick.
Yeah, I like him. I just want him to. I want him to be as good as a pro as he is in college because I've seen guys in college be the star of their team. Marcus Smart was the star of his team.
Smart
he was the guy.
He was
the guy. He was an MOP, bro.
Marcus Smart, one of our favorite players in the league. Well, like one of them because I like guys who do all the other stuff. I do think he is a very important part of a team. But yes, Marcus Smart in college looked like he was Dwayne Wade in college.
So that's just what I just want Jalen Suggs to be that guy when he gets to the league. Because you see guys, especially when they pick schools like Gonzaga, they pick schools like Arizona. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. You can end up being like the guy over there. Yeah, it's kind of like guys who they go to Washington and they play for the Huskies and they play for a couple years and it's like, oh, draft him. And then you get Marquise Chris And it's like,
Hey, man, hold on. Look, I think Marquise Chris
You
went
need
to
to get
bad
off this
situation.
Marquise
No, I like his.
Marquise Chris went to bad situation.
He
Get off
did.
the
You're
Marquise
saying
Chris
what I'm
boat,
saying.
Okay.
I think
Not
these
on that
guys
boat
pick
no more.
schools where they know they have easier.
No, I mean, he got drafted to a bad situation.
Yeah, but I just also think too he did not play enough basketball.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
That's fair.
And I think dude still got potential, but you want to go. Jalen Suggs is playing a lot of basketball within his first year.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's what I think is separating him. If he can get to the league and do what Nico Mannion is doing, how I seen Nico Mannion play college ball, and now he's adapting into a pro system, then I'll be like, okay, I can see in the next few
And
years
he's a
him
guy
being
that
in the
actually
roster.
I didn't like. Literally, once I started him, I'm like, who was this? You talking about the dude from?
The redhead kid from Golden State. Yeah.
Okay, so question. Who are your top 5 prospects in this year's draft so far?
But this is my question about Nico. Do you think that he will actually, as the Warriors move forward, be a serviceable backup
Yes.
for them?
I think in the
because him and the other dude from Denver, the one that basically took Jamal Murray's job as point guard
You
off the
talking
bench.
about? I know I can't pronounce his
He's
name.
a short guy, small guy in stature.
Kaspari.
Capazzo.
Capazzo.
Yeah.
Those two give me great backup vibes, but if your ceiling is being Steve Blake, is a Steve Blake good enough to be a
Steve Blake played with Kobe. Don't sleep. Don't
Blake
sleep.
played 13 years
Niggas
in the
wanted to
NBA.
play with Steve Blake. He was a
Blake played
fighter.
13 years in the NBA.
Yes, Steve Blake. You wanted Steve Blake on your roster. He was gonna fight for sure. He was gonna ball. I think.
Steve Blake.
And you gotta think about this. Imagine being Steve Blake with hops. Steve Blake ain't have no athleticism.
Yeah,
So
true.
you can give me grit on both sides of the ball. You can give me leadership. You feel me? Like
True.
that's one
And
thing about
occasionally
Steve.
dunk on the motherfucker.
Yeah, you feel me? I think you gotta have these guys that's gonna come in and they gonna embrace being a Jamal Crawford, a Lou Will. You feel
Yeah,
me?
like
and
Emmanuel
have
Quickly.
pride in that situation.
Like Emmanuel Quickly.
Yes, you feel me?
Saying, Lou Will was his favorite player, and that's who he idolized.
I think it's weird sometimes that guys got the same 5 guys they tried to build their game after, because you might not be built like that.
Yeah, but you know everybody want to be a star.
Yeah.
Cool.
Everybody want to be a star.
Lou Will a star.
And speaking of stars, Gonzaga was not a star tonight.
Underground go, but no.
Almost a 20-piece.
Real quick.
Somebody go get the box of chicken, because we got a 20-piece in the building.
They
Real
can
quick.
barbecue because they got barbecue.
Man, smoke.
Before the game gets over and we fully write Gonzaga's eulogy, I do want to ask you, who are your top 5 best prospects in your mind right now?
Number 1, I'm gonna go with my boy Butler, Jared.
Over everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
Really? Okay.
I'm gonna go with Cade.
So you think this year is a point guard's draft?
I think it's guard heavy. Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's guard heavy. Cade.
So you got Butler 1, K2.
I'm gonna go Jalen. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Clearly.
I love Jalen. I like Jalen a lot.
4. Let me think of some more guys.
Evan Mobley.
The Mobley brothers. Period.
They are hard.
Both of them.
They are hard. They
Both
are hard.
of
They gonna be
them.
like the Martin
Evan
twins.
Mobley got the quick.
Yeah.
But I think both of them are going to be really, really good. I don't see. This ain't no slander, but what's my guy that played for the Kings right now? That's the big man that came out early.
Marvin Bagley?
They're not Bagley. They got enough basketball under their belt. I feel like against real guys.
In a good way.
Yes, in a good way.
Bagley ain't
You know what it is? I think there's a difference between young guys who play against grown men and then play against 5-star prospects. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like you want them dudes that go against like big dogs, men. Like that's what you're seeing in tonight's game. You feel me?
Yeah, you go against that big dog drip.
And then let me think of another player that yesterday that really, really did good. I like David Duke. I think he's a sleeper. I'm gonna just throw him in there because he's a sleeper. David Duke Jr. I really, really like his game a lot.
So we got
sorry.
Butler.
Butler.
We got Cade Cunningham. Jalen Green. We got the Mobley
Jalen
brothers.
Suggs.
Jalen
Jalen Suggs.
So you know, now I know there's been whispers, and I've been seeing it floating around all season long about this European dude that's like 6'7" or 6'10".
The point guard guy?
It's somebody that's like 6'7".
Yeah, they got a point guard. They got a point guard
Europe
guy.
where he's supposed to be like that next dude. I forgot his name, but it's a guy from Europe, and he's either 6'7" or 6'10". I don't know if he's a point guard, but it's some dude from Europe that's 6'7" or 6'10", where basically a lot of people were talking about like, man, he seems like a guy, like his prototype is a type of guy the Spurs would pick.
Okay.
But he has lottery draft potential. I feel bad that I can't actually, that I actually don't know
Here come
his
the
name.
tears.
Oh, here come the tears. Say
Here come the tears. It's all love. You been big a couple months. You been big a couple months, Jalen. It's all love.
You're going to be standing on the draft
You're
stage.
going to be in like Detroit, but it's all love.
Exactly. Oh, my God. That's going to be terrible.
That's
the only thing I don't like is when
you go. I want to go to Detroit.
That'll be a good look. Sadiq Bey is good.
I like Sadiq Bey, but
Sadiq Bey is good.
Listen,
Detroit cannot build a winner in this millennium.
Listen,
I
think they could.
And I won't say this millennium. They actually won a championship.
Listen, I hope that Detroit falls to the third pick, because you're not going to pick Jalen 1 or 2. You're not. I hope he falls to the third pick, and I hope they get Jalen Suggs.
I'm taking him, and I'm getting rid of that kid.
Killian Hayes.
What? Get him.
I'm going to give him a shot, bro.
No fucking way.
Him a shot.
Send him out.
I'm drafting him. I'm going to give him.
No way.
I'm going to give him 2 years.
I'm sending him somewhere. No, he's getting traded in that trade for him. It's going to be Jalen Suggs, that African kid they got out the G League that played power forward. I can't think of his name. He was at Washington. And then Sadiq Bey. No, Sadiq Bey is Villanova. It's like this post dude that played.
Isaiah Stewart.
Stewart.
I like
yes,
Isaiah
he's nice. You feel me?
He's nice.
Yeah. So fans, we're getting down to the last 10 seconds. It is over, folks.
If you were betting, you would have lost, though, by the way. You said 12 or 16.
If I what?
If you were betting,
no, I would have betted plus 12 and I would have won like a motherfucker.
I have no more
Stop
words.
playing with me.
I have no more
but
words.
It's been your boy, TPJ, Pavy of Hoops and Brews. Any final words, guys, before we get ready to get out of here and pass the mic and the rock off to BD and the rest
man,
of the crew?
support SLiC, man. Support SLiC, man. Support the homies, man. Hoops and Brews, man.
Yes, Chase, we got to bring you on our show, man, for sure.
Anytime, man.
I'm free. We drink beer, we talk basketball.
I don't drink beer, but I talk basketball.
You drink wine, though?
I do.
You gonna have
You drink
some
wine?
Go.
Oh, well, then perfect. Yeah, that's fine.
Honey wine, Ethiopian wine, man.
Really?
Keep it cultural.
See, we might have to hit you up with hey, we got you. We hit you back when you bring the wine, because I don't even know where to get that from.
I'm gonna bring it.
Fans, we appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. YouTube.com/SLiC. Please make sure you drop a like as well as subscribe. We appreciate you guys. And until next time, or I guess next year at least, we'll be back again, I'm sure. Shout out to the homie Baron Davis. Shout out to the whole team and the crew over here at SLiC. We appreciate you guys, and I guess that means that we're out for the day. Make sure, drop a like. Appreciate you guys. Peace out.
What's up? What's up? Welcome back. That was the end of our college basketball season right there. The Baylor. They are the champions. It's crazy, man. Baylor, they pulled it off. It's not so crazy to Earl Watson. We're joined by Chase and Bobby Brown. Thank you guys for joining us, and thank you guys for watching the game along with us here tonight. Earl, you called it, man. You said Baylor at the beginning.
Yeah, I just thought Baylor had a better team. They're more athletic. They could take away the three-point shots, and they play with a high IQ. And on the other end, they could shoot, and you're in trouble. And to me, Mitchell, analytically, it wasn't even a question. Analytically, he was the better point guard of the two between he and Suggs. Suggs still had a great game, but Suggs had LB. He had like that game where Russ had when he played against D Rose. You still lost when you still played against D Rose and lost to Memphis, but he still did his thing. So he needed to do that for draft status and to try to push the team forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Chase, what was your thoughts watching that game? Baylor really dominated from the jump.
Yeah,
start to
too
finish.
much wiggle, man. That's what we call it. Between Mitchell, Butler, and Teague, I just think it was too much. And then they had the front court protecting the rim, you know what I mean, where they couldn't get nothing easy, and Drew Timme got everything easy all year between the cuts and everything that they was making, and you didn't see any of that this game. So, yeah, man, I would say that Suggs kind of had it tough. The guys from Gonzaga that did their thing all year still did their thing, but they needed more. They needed a Yai another game. They needed Nembhard this game, and you clearly see with Baylor, they just had everything firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, it was a 10-point game at halftime, and we were saying at the half, whoever won those first 4 minutes, is this going to be a 4-point game, a 16-point game?
Yeah, Barron said 2 threes, and Butler came out and hit 2 threes right at the top.
Exactly. And, I mean, they won the game by 16. So not only did they win the game, they won the second half as well. If it was 0-0, they won the second half. Bobby, who impressed you the most watching tonight's game?
Actually, I'm going to piggyback on what BD said about the bigs. Bigs were down there protecting the paint. They made it hard for Timme tonight, and their athleticism showed. All out the whole team, even with the guards. One of the commentators said it's tough to beat a team when you got 3 good point guards on the same team. So
yeah,
I think that was a tell of the game right there.
Absolutely. I mean, they really dominated from start to finish. Gonzaga, their first loss in over a year, and the first ever championship for the Baylor basketball program. They've been a great program. They produced a lot of pros, and this is, now
especially over the last decade plus, they've had a lot of guys come out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When you think of Baylor basketball, what is the identity of a Baylor basketball player?
Grit. They not like their big men are gonna do what big men do. Yeah. Shout out to Quincy AC and all them dudes, and then their guards are gonna be strong, irky jerky. Yeah. Shout out Pierre and all them dudes. Like before that, like they've had kind of like an archetype of player that they picked, and I just think they got more and more refined as you see them get Jared and Mitchell and all these different. Even Teague to me was who impressed me the most. He looked like Tobias Harris out there. Yeah, like when you look at him, if you had to compare him to what you wanted to pick at his position, he looked like Tobias Harris to me.
Weight room.
Yeah.
And they old school 90s. The whole team looked like the 90s Pacers. You know what I mean? The Davis brothers and everybody had out there, and they played a certain way. And it's really interesting because you talk about building a program. Baylor committed to their coach. He's been there since 2003, and usually if you don't win by then with the expectations you came in with, you'll be gone.
Right.
So it shows commitment can go a long ways, and it took Coach Wooden 16 years to win his first championship. Then he ran off 10 in a row. You know, so like as things happen, things have to shift. And when you think of Baylor, you don't think of Baylor dominating the Big 12. You think of KU. You know what I mean? So Baylor has cemented themselves as that program in Texas. When UT is down, a wave is going to come.
Yeah.
Now, this is a year unlike any other that we've ever seen before with COVID, the pandemic, the entire tournament taking place in a bubble. Do you think Baylor had any sort of advantages being a Texas school?
I did not think of that.
Yeah, they definitely did.
I did not think of that.
Obviously, all the gyms and stuff are open for them.
Right.
So they had access to play pickup and all that type of stuff. But Texas team.
How much does that matter? I mean, when it comes down to the X's and O's, like does that matter in a game like this? Or?
Summer matters for a basketball player. That's where that's where you grow, you get stronger, you get smarter, you get your rhythms, and you have a chance to play pickup and like practice over and over things you wanted to improve in over the summer. So it wasn't no coincidence that two teams from Texas in the Final Four, you know, that never really been there in such a long time for Houston, right? Since Bob Slam and Jamma.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I just think athleticism with IQ and can shoot, that's a difficult matchup.
Do you think this championship means even more because of all the obstacles this year, because of all the starting, the stopping, the when can we play, are we not going to play, all the testing that these guys had to go through? Is being a champion this year even more impressive than in another year?
Yeah, I definitely think so. The type of thing that these young guys have dealt with, you know what I mean? I think they dealt with more of a professional setting than ever before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you had irregularities within everything that you was doing, you feel me? So I just think with how they prepared themselves just going forward, the guys that come back next year, I got a feeling you're going to see a huge leap in their games compared to like before where it was kind of like you kind of knew when the next season was coming. You kind of knew what the structure was going to be like. I just think after this, too, you're going to see players start picking different schools more than anything. I think what he just said about Baylor being the new Texas school, I think this is a defining moment for them, period, point blank. I think this is going to change recruiting and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, speaking of other schools and college basketball, a big coaching hire today, Hubert Davis, North Carolina. Earl, what were your thoughts on that? I know you played against Hubert. You're a former coach.
I ain't that damn old.
you never overlapped. You
That's OG. NBA for sure. And Dallas Mavericks and
coming out.
Pull up the stats.
You was on the Sonics for sure.
That's
hilarious.
But for real, this is the first African American head coach in North Carolina history.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
That is major.
That's crazy.
Right? That's major for the culture. That's major for everything. Shout out to Pooh Jeter, who's starting the Black Coaches Union, which is big.
Yeah.
It needs we need to have a voice because at the end of the day we have to, have opportunities like everyone else, especially when African Americans kind of lead the sport. But he's going to pull from that Carolina. If that family comes together, the West Coast is going to, the East Coast is going to be tough to pull out of there because they can go from North Carolina to New York all the way to Florida and sneak into Chicago in the Midwest. And now Baylor has the South, so it's going to be really interesting. Right. But shout out to Carolina, and I'm happy for HD.
How are you guys? We're all big hoops heads here. How are you feeling about the state of college basketball? Their season just concluded minutes ago. I mean, the NCAA is always in the headlines. Are they taking advantage of these players? Your thoughts on that? What's going on with all this? Like, what is the state of college basketball? Because it's been one and done for a long time. There's a lot of great NBA players right now who would be sophomores, juniors, seniors in college. You were a 4-year starter. We don't see that much in the college game anymore.
Yeah, there's definitely a whole lot of one and done or guys not even going to college. Like I was talking to him about the G League team I was on with Ignite.
Yeah.
And all those guys were supposed to go to UCLA, Auburn, Michigan,
Yep.
and they chose to go that route. But it's that one and done and 2 years removed. It's like there's not that many 4-year guys out there.
Right, yeah, for sure. What do you think about, I mean, you were a 4-year starter at UCLA.
When I came from Kansas City, it was hard for me to leave LA, UCLA, when I got on campus and seeing Bruin walk, had swimming pools. You know, like it's hard to leave that culture, man.
Yeah.
But for me, I just think college basketball is that old model is dead. Like there's ways to create revenue, and here's a classic story. They stole Barron's jerseys in our student store.
Yep.
And by rule, wasn't allowed to even take a jersey home. So in order for us to take our jerseys home to give to our moms or to give to our family, we had to steal it from the dirty pile of jerseys.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
Right.
Like that's messed up. That just shows the state of college basketball.
That's crazy.
They're so far behind, but here I am walking the student store in Ackerman Union, and our jerseys are hanging up with our names on it.
Wow.
And
Y'all had a
then-
Reebok deal at that time.
Reebok deal, and then our likeness was in video games.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we still had to buy all of it. I didn't have no money to buy none of that.
Yep.
So I think it has to change, and what I really think a great way for it to change is to take the model of NBA Summer League in Vegas and do college Summer League in Vegas. Create that revenue at the same time, because that's basketball, mecca for summer. Vegas, July, high school, middle school, grade school, NBA. College can get in there and then share that money, basketball money.
Yeah, absolutely. How do you think that will impact and change the college game moving forward?
I love it. From what we just spoke about earlier, I think that there are guys that are going to be bona fide pros. Like the guys he played with, dashing, like when you saw them guys, like they're going league. But I think there's an opportunity for the guys who may have been slept on to ability to like come into, like Johnny. You feel me? You just seen what he just did playing with UCLA. I think there are going to be a lot of guys that's just going to end up getting more opportunities because we see how media just dominates headlines, and that kind of controls the recruiting narrative for a lot of kids. If they're not big enough on social media, are they going to get the attention they deserve? So if guys can go pro sooner than later and they got the maturity and they got the team around them so they can go do the Ignite type thing, go ahead and do it. But I think I don't think you're going to see a bunch of 4-year guys that much anymore because even with the transfer portal, if guys go somewhere and they don't like what they doing, they going to get up out of there anyway, you feel me? You just seen it with Boogie Ellis leaving Memphis, you feel me? So I just think you're just going to see more opportunities of people, and I just think different conferences are going to get stronger. Like you see with Houston, like they got guys that are legitimate draft picks on their teams with Grimes and Giroux and Kelvin Sampson, OG coach, you feel me? So I just think coaches are going to get opportunities and players are going to get opportunities. You're just going to see better basketball from guys that you didn't expect, that you didn't see on Baller's Life or Overtime, etc.
Right. Well, I mean, this tournament was a perfect example of that. There's a lot more parity in the NCAA right now. This was a tournament without Duke. Kansas was out early. I mean, North Carolina, like these big powerhouse schools and programs, they didn't have as big of a presence or even make.
What was the coach from Chicago Loyola just got a gig? You
Right.
feel me? Like
Yeah,
I just think you're just
exactly.
gonna continue to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's great for opportunities in the college game, for sure.
Yeah, and these two have, they understand business. Like, so if you coming out and you a high school kid, I want to play in the LA market if I can get paid for my likeness.
Yeah, sure.
I don't want to go to play for KU and Lawrence. If the fan base can help, because, Kentucky fan base is crazy. KU fan base is crazy. So if they pay for that likeness, but they got to show me that model now when they send in my home. Like, how can I get paid for my likeness in Lawrence?
Yep.
Because I know I can get paid for my likeness in LA. So it's going to change the whole model and the mindset of the kids. 'Cause now it's a business as well as a decision for education.
It's interesting. It's interesting to see how that's going to all evolve over the next
Yeah, I
couple
spoke
of
to
years.
Nolan Smith and he mentioned something about that, like with Duke recruiting them. He's like, if they social media was whack, he felt like that was going to deter players away from them. Because kids come in, they seeing that shit. They seeing the way they roll out signings and all this different type of shit.
Yeah.
So kids want to go. It's marketing basically. I think college basketball is marketing.
Yeah.
And if you're not going to pay them for their likeness, what their value is, at least they should be able to pick the program that can help them retain the worth that they built on their own as high school players. Because Jalen Rose said it. He was like, they got guys that are bigger in high school than they are in college.
Right.
Simple as that.
Right.
Like, I knew about Jalen Green before I knew about Obi Toppin, which is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Because he just was in my face all damn day on the internet.
Right. I mean, hypothetical question, but let's say you were coming out right now, doing it again. You were going to college. Is there a program that you would look at? I mean, it'd be hard for you to say anything other than UCLA.
I mean,
we'll run that clip if you say USC or something.
Never. I think everyone here would choose LA.
Yeah,
But it's
for
like
sure,
without a
for
question,
sure.
if you can play in LA, this is where you right, Bob? Like this is where you want to be.
Yeah.
Definitely at home.
For sure. Well, California is the mecca
Of basketball
right
now, for sure.
Right now,
Yes.
I mean, in the pros, we got the reigning
That
champ,
New
the
York shit
Lakers,
dead.
the Clippers. We got the Golden State Warriors just coming off a dynasty.
Sierra Canyon.
Absolutely, high school. They got a dynasty, Sierra Canyon, and in college, I mean, UCLA in the Final Four, USC in the Elite Eight, and we got to give some props and show some love to the women champions,
Yes,
Stanford
for
college
sure.
basketball.
Yes, none
which-
but hoopers on that team. Russell Wilson's sister, if I'm correct, is on that team.
That is
And
right.
Nice.
That's right. It's crazy to me that actually that was their first national championship since 1992 that they won, because they're always in the Final Four. They always have a great squad.
Now that's the girl and boys team, or just the girls team?
The girls.
Yeah, because I know back in the day they were definitely a powerhouse on the male side in the 90s.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you think about it, it's two coaches that had sustainability at their programs.
Yeah.
Right? They committed, the university committed to them, and they built something that had, sustainability, and they had a chance to win a championship. Eventually it happens.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Yeah. Did you get to watch any of the women's tournament this year?
Yeah, I watched the UConn when they was playing.
Yeah. Paige.
Yeah,
Paige
she's
was
nice.
still- yeah,
She's
she
real
was
nice.
Good. Yeah, for sure.
Real nice.
Yeah.
And it was great to see the connection. Another thing I like about March Madness is the connection you get to see between the women and the men. I didn't know her and Jalen Suggs was cool with each other like that and fed off of each other.
Yeah.
So it's also good to see that level of competition that men can be inspired by women. You feel me, on the same sense.
Absolutely, pushing each other,
Yep.
striving for each other. I mean, did you support the women's team back when you were playing, and did they come to your games, vice versa? What was that dynamic like?
Usually basketball has always been close, men or women,
Yeah.
but I think women's basketball has grown since then,
Yeah.
right? In the last 30 years, it's just blowing up, and players are getting better. Like even in the grassroots circuit, is outgrowing the men's game by far. So
sure.
when you think about me, I've always been close to Coach Clory at UCLA, so that's like common love, common family.
Yep.
My first person I ever trained was Jordan Canada.
Oh, wow.
Like, that's the first person
Nice.
ever, so we just got in the gym and just drill, and the rest has been history.
Yeah.
She nice. She real nice.
You want to come in?
Man, you want to fly me in there?
Hey, you can fly in if you want. The legend Baron Davis about to come in. Hey, what's up? You want to do it? BD, come in. You need a mic?
Yeah.
All right, hey, okay. I'm subbing out.
Substitution.
And BD is subbing in right now.
do this.
This is how we do when you live stream. That's right. This is how we go. Okay.
Damn, dude, you put it all the way up your shirt like that?
Hey, it's called professional. It's called professional. That's right. BD's about to get in here. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Jason Zone.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, man, it's
I'm like the only non-point guard up here. This crazy.
How does that feel? Make you feel
Man,
good.
I feel good. I feel like a distributor. Pass first.
You see it like a point, though.
That was interesting, eh?
Yes.
Nobody saw that coming.
I picked it, bro.
I picked Baylor too. Yes, I knew you was gonna go with Baylor though,
How'd you know that?
because you get down with how they guards. Butler reminds me of you, bro.
He's more athletic than me physically, but the way he guard the dribble,
Man, is
it's
but
off
just
the-
like
it's
the
off-
You
way
know, everybody
he
was
is.
doing
Yeah.
it. Was locking all that up.
All
I
of
like
it.
him, bro.
And he can, and he
tough.
was out there like, I think what caught up Gonzaga off guard is you facing a whole different look than UCLA.
yeah.
Because these dudes is trying to wiggle
Yep.
and mix
Yep.
and get to the bucket.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Pro ball.
Yeah.
Pro ball. Not that we can sit in the zone and hope that we can contain dudes because they only got one athletic guy and the rest of them are decent. Like, they had 3 guys who could kill off the ball, and that's exactly what happened.
And that's what hurt him. Gonzaga, obviously kind of worked on UCLA with the switching.
Yep.
You couldn't switch on that team. 'Cause it was
They
all
got
isolation.
they got lucky that he hit that shot because that last play that Johnny did, he worked that boy off that dribble, and when he
Yeah.
missed that floater and got that rebound, it looked like it was over.
Yeah.
So you know what I think? If you say they have one more Johnny, and not that Triple J it's just different.
Yeah, he good, but he
If
ain't
they had
Johnny.
one more Johnny, UCLA would've won.
Yes, for
Like, that'd
sure.
have been game.
For sure.
Yeah, UCLA is just one more.
Because they could not stop Johnny. He
they
was
one
wiggling on
more,
them.
Guy who can get his own.
Yep.
And that's what we saw in the tournament tonight. Was like the game has changed now. You know what I mean? Where it was like pass, somebody hit a big shot, the system. These dudes is mixing. These dudes is like, and these coaches are coaching more of a pro style.
Pro ball.
More pro style.
That's what I saw out of Butler because I've watched him since high school. He went to Riverside. He played with guys in Louisiana. I seen him. And he was way more offensive at that time because he was the best player. He had to get all the buckets. He had to create the offense. But seeing him be able to play off Mitchell and Teague and be able to just be like the leader, not always the best player on the court or the guy that got to get the most points, it showed me he is a pro. Like, I feel like that's what he came back for this year. Like, last year he could have got drafted, and I think he would have been having to work on, like, is he a stopper? Does he got defense? And you seen him come back this year, get the chip, prove it. He's good money.
His draft stock went up.
Yeah.
But I think people don't give enough credit to Baylor, to Teague and Vital.
Yeah, Vital is a central piece. He's a leader because he been there. He been there. He been there.
You know what I mean? He is a glue. What you think about him?
I know. That's why I was telling Pooh out there. I was like, I like him. He's changing the game right there.
Because he lock up.
He locking Timmy up. He being physical. And he like 6'4"?
6'5", yeah, 6'4", 6'5". Yeah, he give me that Quincy AC vibe. Like, that's how Quincy AC was on that team.
He play like a bigger Rico.
Yeah, he does.
He's a bigger Rico.
Yeah,
just hold down the paint and do everything that X factor. But he was done. I got a question. Suggs and Mitchell, you in the draft room. This is gonna be a real question. You in the draft room, who are you gonna take? Suggs or Mitchell? Because Suggs' upside is crazy. But Mitchell he comes into the game already shooting the ball from the three, having the strength, can defend right now.
So
get his own shot right now.
Let me put context to that, because at the bottom 5 of the league is the Timberwolves, the Warriors, a couple more teams. Orlando Magic. They don't need a guard. They just got RJ. You know what I mean? They got their situation. So if I'm the Timberwolves and I gotta pick, I'm picking Mitchell. You feel me? I'm picking somebody gritty. I'm picking somebody with an energy and an attitude and a personality that I can bring to my team. Whether he might start for me right away or not, I'm not really worried about that if I'm building my team. I think if I need a right-away player, then I'm going with Jalen Suggs, you feel me? Because I just think you can put him in a system with some other guys that are good, and that's going to be able to make up for him. But I don't know if Jalen is at that point yet. I think I would have seen it tonight, you feel me? Like him being able to take over the game and take more of it in his hands. I don't know if I think he got dog in him, but I don't know if he got it in him to be like, Timmy ain't getting the ball right now. Yeah. I'm keeping this. I'm taking over the game.
Quarterback, ain't he a quarterback?
Yeah.
Yes.
He got a quarterback mentality.
So that's gonna keep everybody included all the time.
Yeah, always. So so he
has to change it.
Yes.
He is better. He will be better with better players.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I mean? Because he won't have to. He can actually be a quarterback.
Because to me, that's what made Cade look so good. He was not playing with dudes that was that good, and the team was looking good with him. He was getting people involved. Like Cade would literally go the whole first half and not do no offense and just get everybody involved, have a bad game. Then when it came down to the clutch, he's like, okay, I got to do what I got to do now.
And they are going to. Those two are going to be compared to each other more in the draft. Or if Suggs come out, then Suggs and Mitchell.
Yeah.
Cade Cunningham and Suggs are very.
I think it's gonna be out of them 3. Butler. Do you want Butler? Do you want Cade? Or do you want Jalen? I think Mitchell would be a great pickup for somebody. I would love to see him end up on the Pelicans. We just lost somebody like Drew Holiday, who was a great glue guy for us, a great energy person for us. And you see his effect on the Bucks right now with Giannis not playing at the top. Like Drew is coming out every night, both ends of the ball, super consistent. I think they just paid him a lot of bread for that. You feel me? Just read up. Yeah, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm looking for if I'm trying to get a Mitchell. I'm trying to can I get a Drew Holiday out of the draft? If so, I'm grabbing him.
I just don't know. Like you was what? You went third? Mm-hmm. I just don't see Suggs having what I saw in you. I just don't see it. And I'm not saying he can't eventually become that. I think he has to find his grit. He has to find that passion, that X factor to where you would take over games in a different way. And you could just see it. And then can he go number 1? People talking after you say number 1. I don't. That's a risk. And you was with Jalen.
He can't go number 1.
Is it Off the eye test, who?
Jalen is the dog.
That boy is it. He
Jalen
it.
Green. Let's get
I
the
think
name.
Kuminga better than them boys. I think it's a lot. I think them Ignite boys is different. I think Dasher Nix is more different than Jalen Suggs is. You feel me?
Yeah.
I think them dudes, like from the moment I seen them, they got a killer instinct about them. That Jalen Suggs, I think he said it best. When you're a quarterback, you think about getting people involved instead of being like, I'm taking this over. And what I seen in Jalen Green, my biggest thing with him was like, is his body gonna be able to take going up against grown men? Because he's so high flying and athletic, and you know that can take a toll on you once you start hitting the ground and shit like that. Niggas bumping you out the air. But it just showed me like it's like he got around pros and that extra little athleticism turned in professionalism now. Like, okay, I don't gotta jump so high. I don't gotta do all this extra athleticism. I could just get a person a little bit of room, pull up jumper, and you can't block it because he elevating so high on a jump shot. So that's the thing I don't see in Jalen Suggs. I don't see the different intangibles that I've seen Kuminga and all these dudes they get the focus on, because he distributing the ball to Timmy. He giving the ball to Timmy to get easy cuts. And we not seeing that in pro ball. Like, who playing like Drew Timmy in the league? Ain't nobody playing like that.
Sabonis.
Sabonis is cold.
He a dog though. He's a dog.
Yeah. It's just gonna be interesting.
Sabonis is a dog.
It's like, and then again, if you know the Spurs somehow find a way to get Suggs and trade.
That's a move.
He's a Spurs
that's
player,
a move.
right?
That's because DeJounte Murray and Lonnie Walker, I don't know if they got the coaching. You feel me? Like I feel like Jalen Suggs could be coached. He's got a marked few. You feel me? Where I feel like that's the type of player you got to be. He would be great. He would be great. He would be great with
him. He'd be good for the Warriors too. Jalen Suggs would be really
with
good.
Steve Kerr still there?
Hell yeah.
He'd be good. He's a great passer. I give him credit
He's
for
just
that.
he's a bigger guard. You think about, Steph playing, he plays better.
So what about Jordan Poole? Because Poole playing well.
Yeah, that just gives them more firepower. Like now in the league it's about firepower. You know what I mean? Like, Steph is. I think if you're the Warriors, you keep stacking shooters and scorers, right? You just keep stacking the deck because how you won, you out-condition people. And so with the Pools and people like that, I think that, with a Suggs, now you got like just another glue, like you got another compliment to Draymond Green.
You know who needs him? It's Boston.
He would be a good move, yes, because I think Kemba is I love
he
him.
He needs to play next to a smaller scoring guard.
Okay, so look. Because it's funny we mention him, but they got Romeo Langford.
Yeah.
They got Boston got players. They just had old boy from LSU, from Jersey. What's the guy who was playing point guard? He was in the G League for a while. He got wiggled too though, but they got guys that I feel like they picked up.
Boston needs a
facilitator.
They need a leader, bro.
So Suggs is not a 20-point scorer. He's just a bona fide. What do you think he is in the league?
20 because you got those extra 8 minutes. He's gonna get time. But I think he'd be good with the young wings they have, like Brown, and then you got Tatum, and the way he can pass the ball, he's gonna get easier shots because they can also create. He has to learn how to catch and shoot, and he has to learn to score in the half court. Mm-hmm. If he learns to do that, he has no mid-range game. I know mid-range basketball is taboo, but you at least got to be a mid-range threat.
He could remind me of Brandon Roy though. Just like his size and
the way he moves.
Just the way he moves. Because he's big. And Brandon Roy was so incredible at just getting where he wanted. Andre Miller was like that too.
Yeah, Andre Miller for sure was.
To his spots.
If he got to his spot, Sam Cassell, they were strong.
Yeah.
To give you that, and it was up. And I think Suggs can do that. He can be one of them guards that can get in the paint, spin, fade, get you all that when he get to the next level.
Yeah, I just want to see him get a go-to move. You feel me? Like, it's essential he got a move like that, get in the lane, float or something, to where, like you said, if you don't got this mid-range.
Who really got a go-to move nowadays?
Shit. You look at Maxey, you got guys that come in, they got little signature moves and shit like that works for them, you feel me? I feel like Maxey, he figured out, he not the tallest, he not the biggest, but you let Tyrese Maxey get in a little area, he gonna make it work. Same thing with Emmanuel Quickly. You seen how the more he get the feel to the game. Yeah, you feel me? So niggas got their little moves.
I like him.
He be wiggling. And then with all these guys going pro, we got Sharif Cooper announced that he's going pro.
Oh my God,
I think Trey Mann announced he's going pro. I think the kid out of Texas Tech,
McClung.
McClung.
Yeah, Mac McClung.
Yeah, Mac McClung.
He surprised me. I didn't know he was gonna be that good. He could hoop. He hoops. He hoop. He hoop. And he clutch. He got a clutch gene too.
And I'm thinking, who are we missing? Like, who's the dude that was like, who are we missing? Like, that didn't have a great tournament, had a good year, but like, who's that guy that we're missing before?
I don't know. I just think the game has changed. Kids are way more skilled now. So just because you can hoop don't mean you can fit in the league. The league is all about identity.
That's a
like,
fact.
you know, what is your identity coming to the league? And that's kind of, I guess, we're trying to figure it out about Suggs. What's his identity? Mm-hmm. We know he can play, but what is he bringing to the table besides, you know, great leadership and passing? And maybe that is a Spurs or a Celtics type of player that can have major success, or even OKC. Or maybe he slips and falls somewhere in Chicago next to Zach LaVine. Like, you just never know. But
you got Evan Mobley. You got
identity.
You got Jonathan Kuminga.
Identity.
Yeah, Scotty Barnes, FSU.
Cold.
I like him.
Yeah,
dude.
Moses Moody. Kispert, Kai Jones.
Kispert was one we used
Zaire Williams from Stanford.
Ramen DeMar Johnson.
Boo Knight from Connecticut.
Zaire, nice.
Davion, they got him possibly going to Boston. Cameron, LSU. Wiggle, bucket,
Nice.
bucket, anywhere on the court.
But like, you gotta think, dude, in the league, it's like
Giddey is the Australian kid, the white point guard from Australia, Josh Giddey. He creative. He pretty nice.
it's a lot of talent, bro, and it's a lot of
Kid
talent.
from Illinois.
It's a lot of talent in the league. I like the kid from Illinois. I feel like he's gonna be more of a two guard in the league.
They got Jalen going after him, possibly to the Nuggets. I like David Duke. He's a bucket. BJ Boston.
Where did BJ Boston play?
Kentucky.
He's good.
Yeah.
He's a pro. Johnny Juzang, he's a pro.
Yep.
Does Jaime come out this year?
I think he can. I think he should.
Butler, DJ Stewart.
Yeah.
DJ Stewart coming out.
Why do you feel Jaime should come out?
Because Peyton's gonna have all the plug when he come next year. Peyton is a go-getter. Like, when he come, he's gonna be like, the ball's gonna be in his hands. He gonna find it. It's not like the torch is gonna pass to Johnny. If Johnny leaves, the torch is not gonna pass to Triple J. Like, you know what I mean? So I think Juzang has to just come out. Johnny has to come out. Triple J has to come out, and it's just different because you can never be at it can't be no higher. What are you gonna do next year besides be more efficient? Which, you know, you get more efficient in the league with reps. What do you have to do to prove? You have nothing else to prove, and that's what UCLA is all about.
Absolutely.
It's coming and bouncing. Like, we wanted you for the third year, but I couldn't even ask you to say that. Would have been stupid. Like, you got
I wanted to win one for real. But I had to go. My knee was saying, "Hey, Daddy,
See what just happened?
Can't do this again." Shit, I had to pay for my own surgery. Shit, remember that? I was like, "Fuck that! I ain't cutting on my shit. I'm gonna pay for my own."
Yeah. You have to get the best surgeon.
Man, you gotta do that, man. But you know, well, shit. Shout out to the Stanford women for putting on.
And Arizona.
Basketball.
That team was nice. That team was real nice.
That was a great game.
Fuck yeah.
That was a great game. Came down to the end. Tar Vanderveer, is it? Shout out to her for winning this. She cold-blooded.
And shout out to everything they went through with them standing up for themselves with the locker room shit, all kind of shit.
I know, even in the tournament they've been through a lot.
They went through a lot.
But I think, all in all, like, even in the pandemic, even in this new year, basketball is something that, one, we all know we can rely on. It's something that, two, always brings us together. Three, to me, is something that I know I need in my life. So, and something that we can all share in different aspects. And so live, you know, from SLiC Studios in the Bruin Den. Shout out to UCLA for getting to the Final Four. Tonight, Baylor won. I think the game was 86-70 over Gonzaga.
I really didn't care or give a shit. But congratulations to the Baylor Bears. I like the team. I like the backcourt. And for us, for Bobby Brown, what we calling you? How do we introduce you, dog?
Because you got man.
I'm just saying, like, how many names? What name?
I'm just Chase, bro.
How did you introduce him, Jay?
I was Chase.
Okay.
I'm just Chase, bro. That's it.
Chase, the heir, producer, basketball aficionado extraordinaire, the oracle, the mastermind, the coach, Earl Watson. Thank you all for doing this, man. I appreciate it. We're
I'm
gonna be
glad,
back.
man.
We're gonna be doing this for the NBA playoffs. Y'all tap in live at SLiC Studios. We out.